This is LBC from Global, leading Britain's conversation with Nick Abbot.
Oh, hello there. Very nice to meet you.
Well, let's get back to it.
A quick recap of the rules. You can go backwards to fill in gaps that we may have in letters that have gone, but you can't go forwards because that way leads to anarchy. You alphabetize people by their... hang on a minute. you I had no idea I was going to do that. Calm. You alphabetize people by their surname, not their first name, unless they're only known by one name, like God. And you can call multiple times on the same show. That's the only time of the year that you can do it. So, S and T. And this is like the beginner's slopes. This should be easy peasy, S and T. They've got to be two of the easiest letters in the language, followed by all of the difficult ones. Tomorrow night is going to be an absolute blooming nightmare. So, S, T and U tonight, starting with T. Let's have Bromley. Hello, Margaret.
Oh, my gosh, Nick. How are you?
I am great, mate.
Good. Okay, so I've got two for you.
Yes.
Two T's.
Mm-hmm. Wait. No. Not T's. We're on S's. Can't go forwards.
S's.
Yeah.
Oh, can I call? I'm going to call back. I'm going to call you back.
Well, that sounds like a threat.
No. I'm looking forward to it.
Are you threatening me?
No. I'm excited for myself.
Okay. All right. Talk to you later.
Speak to you soon.
Ta-ta. 0345 606. Another satisfied customer. 0345 606 0973. Let's have, let's see what this one's like. Surrey, Milan.
Nick, belated Happy Christmas.
Yes, Happy Christmas, Milan. Hey, have you seen, you're a film fan, have you seen that that Barbie movie?
I haven't seen the Barbie movie. I refuse to see it. However, Nick, I think I've seen an amazing film, and I'm confident that you'll think it's amazing as well.
Right.
It's called Godzilla -1.
Yeah, no, it's not for me. But I've seen that Barbie movie. Milan, you, as a fan of horror films, you'd love it. Barbie cuts Ken's head off with a nail file. You'd love
really?
it. Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm going to see it. So I've got a few S's, but can I go back in time?
Yes,
such
you
as share?
Of course.
Okay, Jacinda Ardern, I don't know if you've had that.
Yes.
Okay, Croatia, I don't know if you've had that.
What about it?
They joined the Eurozone, not the Eurozone, they accepted the Euro this year.
As their currency.
As their currency,
That's right.
They adopted the Euro. Another one is Dame Alison Rose, so an R. So on the back of the Farage NatWest kerfuffle, she resigned as CEO.
Yes, that's right. God, he didn't half make what an absolute snowflake. He just complained, and then Dame Alison Rose said, "Bye-bye." Yeah, that's it. She's right, that's it. I'm leaving.
Do you know what's really interesting about that? It's what he used was a piece of European law that, and our government is looking to water that down, and he's saying, no, you must keep the European law, which has assisted him to make it up.
What are these people like? Hey, Nige.
Stop whining.
Yeah.
A word called Riz.
Yes, we've got Riz, yes. I am hip and down with the kids. I know what Riz means. And I mentioned this yesterday. If I know what Riz means, then that means the kids aren't using it anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I had to think what.
It's
what
the Oxford
is
University Press Word of the Year. Riz, as in charisma.
What's wrong with saying charisma?
It's just like, it's too many syllables, man. You've got to get with it.
I know, it's true. Now we're on to the S's.
Yes.
So, the nation's sweetheart, Rishi Sunak.
What's he done now?
He's gripping it. He gripped it all this year.
There's absolutely no evidence that Rishi Sunak is gripping it. I'm gripping it. Apart from that.
Spare. I don't know if you've had Spare, which is Prince Harry.
Yes.
Hey, you remember Prince Harry, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Jess Staley.
Jess Daly.
Just Staley. He was fined by the FCA. He was a former CEO of Barclays for his. There were some friendships, shall we say, with Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, right.
Disgusting.
And the less said about that, the better.
Exactly. And my last S, before others will want to get on and get their S's, it's Stockton. Because there was an MP in Parliament who described it in not so glamorous terms.
Yes, Stockton.
I've never been there. Have you?
I've been to Stockwell. Does that count? No.
That's in London, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Yeah, no, and then he backtracked and said, I didn't mean Stockton, I meant the MP that represents the Stockton. Yeah. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No. All right, thanks a lot, Milan.
Cheers.
Ta-da, 0345 6060 973. You can text 84850, email nick@lbc.co.uk. If you're on Twitter, it's at LBC. Alex says, small boats, enough said. No, well, not enough said.
The country's priority is to stop the boats. And at the same time, I think people know that I'm relentlessly focusing on stopping the boats. And I'm relentlessly focused on stopping the boats. That's one of my 5 priorities, stopping the boats. And I think people know that I'm working night and day to stop the boats.
Yeah.
I firmly believe that that's what the country wants me to do.
It isn't.
That's what the government is committed to doing. And we're working night and day to stop the boats.
You are.
That's what the country wants us to focus on. And I will keep at it.
He's keeping at it. He's 100%, 110% on it.
I am totally 100% on it.
Just 100% on it. 0345 6060 973. He's the Prime Minister of this country. Can you believe that? Q. Hello, Lily.
Hello, Nick. Hello,
Lily.
Good evening. Hi. And so I've got a couple for you. I've got Jerry Springer died.
Jerry Springer died.
Indeed, and he was born in Highgate Station.
What?
So, yeah, seriously, yeah.
In the station?
Yeah, it was something to do with the war or
Did
something.
they put him
like
up
that.
on the board? Now arriving in Highgate Station.
Oh, very good. Very, very good. No, I just remember that. I can't remember the details, but I just Googled it and that does come up.
Wow,
So, yes.
okay.
There's that, and then the more important one, possibly most important of the whole thing, the snails in the Devon post box. Remember that?
Snails in the Devon post box? How did they get in there?
So the snails are nibbling on the mail in the post box and leaving marks on the envelope.
Yeah.
And the Royal Mail are saying that they're trying to remove them, but the snails are determined, and they're eating the glue in the envelope.
Oh, the mucilage.
Yes, exactly, yeah. But,
What an
the thing
excellent
is-
word that is. It just sounds way more disgusting than it actually is. Mucilage. Oh, God.
I think it's because there's a tree overhanging it. It's one of those fancy ones in a wall, and it's overhanging it, and the snails are creeping in. But this is the thing I've got to say.
Yes.
Is that you hear about pest control, especially around here with all the environmental conservation stuff. But snails, you know the way to get rid of them? You make them think in a... Go on.
Well, I was going to say, I've seen a video of somebody who's protected their plants from snails and slugs, and they put a little bit of copper wire around the rim of the pot that the plants are in, and they attach it to a battery, and the slugs and the snails just can't stand it, and thereby it is protected.
Wow. Oh, well, that's interesting. I might try that. That sounds... that's good. Well, my suggestion was that you put out a little pot of beer, and apparently they drown in it. Now, I can think of a few chaps who'd like to die that way.
Yeah, worse ways to go than that.
Booze. Exactly. But, yeah, apparently that is one of the solutions, but they're hard at it still infiltrating the box, yes.
Okay. All right, well, I'll look into that. And remind myself regularly not to post anything in Devon.
Definitely not.
Thanks a lot, Lily. Cheers, my dear. 0345 6060 973. Let's have Manchester. Hello, Rick. Hey, Ricky, you're so fine. You're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Ricky.
Hi, Nick. Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Nice to speak to you again. I've got a few for you. I've got a G, an R, and a few S's.
Okay.
Well, you like weather, so I went with global warming. The world's ocean reached a new temperature, high temperature of 20.96 degrees, 69.73 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yes.
Exceeding the previous record in 2016.
Experts are saying that all of the things that they predicted to happen much later are happening right now. But that was, that's balanced by a lot of people who don't know what they're talking about, yelling that no such thing is happening on Twitter. So, you take your, you pick which one you want, take your choice.
I think I'll go with the experts.
Experts, you say?
Experts. So, rainfall. It's been a very wet year. Wetter than average for most areas except Western Scotland. While for England and Northern Ireland, this will be one of the 10 wettest years on record in the series from 1836.
But not for Western Scotland? Or are you saying that they're not getting more than they usually do, which is when it rains all the time?
Exactly.
Right,
but what they did get was they got an enormous amount in eastern Scotland this time around.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
S's. Mr. Musk, he's been putting spaceships up into the air, but not quite into space.
No,
so on the 20th of April...
Yeah, they go up in one piece and come down in about 1,000. Yeah.
Yeah, very good. So his second one was better than his first. And on the first one, that was a rapid disassembly that someone got yesterday.
Yes.
And on the 18th of November, it got a bit further and it exploded over the Gulf of Mexico.
And one of the other things he's doing is he's invented a brain implant with which, I don't know, you can interact with a computer.
Affirmative.
And all you have to do is to give up your head to Elon Musk to drill a hole in. Now, based on his success with space rockets, would you do that?
Not really.
Not really, no.
I've seen what his cars are doing and what he's done to X, no.
Yeah, it's a no from me.
Permanently wired up to X, the cesspit it's become.
Well, people say that, and but I have not seen it. Maybe it's just because I haven't clicked on anything that is cesspit-ish. I just get cute pictures of puppy dogs and pussycats, which I like.
That is nice, actually. I left it. I couldn't stand it anymore. And I've got to admit, I'm a lot happier as a result of that.
Well, that is true. It put social media down and walk away, kids. Just stop gawping at your screens all the time. There is an entire life out there in high definition and surround sound. Try it. You might like it.
Absolutely.
All right. There's more?
I've got one more. I'm not going to hog the S's, but... on 15th of February, Nicola Sturgeon announced her resignation as the First Minister of Scotland and the leader of the Scottish Nationalist Party.
Yes. Yes, she did. All right, good work. Thanks a lot, Rick.
This is LBC with Nick Abbott. Call 0345 6060 973. Tweet at LBC. Text 84850.
What are you talking about?
We're talking about the A to Z of 2023, up to and including the letter S on LBC. Let's have Vancouver. Nick.
Oh, hi, Nick. Greetings from the great white north. Got a couple of S's for you. Well, I think one is definitely an S and the other one might be an S. The first one is definitely an S, would be semi-glutides, which are the weight loss drugs that are sweeping the nation over here. And interestingly, it turns out that they're not just good for getting rid of overeating. They seem to be working for drinking and cigarettes and drug use as well, which is quite interesting and might make a radical difference to our treatment of all kinds of addictions. And I'm not sure why that is, but it just seems to be working by anecdotal evidence.
Semi-glutides. What's the...
Semaglutides. Ozempic would be the one that most people know. That's the one that Boris Johnson said didn't work for him. But if you've seen the latest picture of Boris Johnson, he looks like he's been sent on a Bataan death march. So I think he is taking something, because there's no way he stopped eating willingly.
He looks like he's had all of the fat blow-dried out of him, because he's got a hairstyle like a granny from the 1950s now. It's all his hair's gone poofy.
Yes, him without weight tends to make him look a little bit like the crackhead that lives on the corner of raves.
A little bit cadaverous. That's right.
He's actually a bit better off if you put some weight on, I think. The other a possible S, I don't know whether we'd call this an S, would be the death of superhero movies.
Oh.
And you could label that under Marvel or what have you, but all of these sort of multi-billion budget superhero movies appear to be failing miserably, which I think is a wonderful.
Yes, about blooming time. What they're going to replace them with, I have absolutely no idea. Probably Barbie 2, Barbie 3, Barbie 4, Barbie 5. Probably something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Ken movie, Ken 2, Ken 3, Ken 4,
That's
Ken
right.
5.
Yeah. Barbie in space, Ken versus Godzilla, stuff like that.
Anyway, that's about it from me.
Excellent work. Thanks a lot, Nick. And you too. 0345 6060 973. Information about Jerry Springer. Jerry Springer, it says, was really a Londoner born on the platform of Highgate Tube Station while it was used as a bomb shelter during the Blitz in World War II. Huh. Stuff you learn on this show. Educational, no?
No.
Let's have West Devon. Hello, Rose.
Hello, Nick.
Rose.
I've got 2 S's.
Hey, thanks for the card, Rose.
Oh, great. I'm hoping you noticed it.
Yeah, I got it today.
Oh, no. I posted it ages ago.
Well, it's because snails were probably nibbling at it.
Yes. 4 candles. I thought that was brilliant.
Yes,
the
that's
candles
right.
sitting on top of the fort.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the RSPB for you, see.
Right.
Oh, brilliant. No, it's 2 S's. And it's the first one is Sylvia Sims, the actress. She must have been getting on, who's died at the beginning of the year. And she was brilliant in the film Victim. She played Dirk Bogart's wife. And he was sort of, I suppose, what we call today a closet gay, probably a gay in denial, and he was a QC, and they were sort of very well off, really. But he was snapped.
Sylvia Sims.
In a slightly compromising position. Anyway, the point of the film is that he then decides that he's going to do the great thing, and he's going to go to court and give evidence against the blackmailers, because these blackmailers, and one of the policemen calls...
I think you've just ruined it for us.
Yes.
You've told us the
good.
end.
But
Spoiler alert.
Warning.
No, I haven't told you the end. It's
Right.
It's 1969. I mean, it's when homosexuality was illegal,
But Sylvia Sims, now she wasn't she wasn't the Sims that was in the Carry On films, was she? That was another Sims. That's
Joan Sims.
Joan
brilliant
Sims.
Joan Sims.
Right.
Yeah.
Sylvia Sims. Okay, what else?
Well, the other thing is just the word snowflake. It seems to have taken off this year particularly. And I just wanted to say, what is wrong with being a snowflake? I really get very tired of this whole pull yourself together rubbish, frankly.
Well, it seems to me that the people that yell snowflake a lot are the biggest snowflakes of all. The ones that complain and complain and complain. And, it's usually the right-wingers that are the most delicate of all of us.
Yes, that's right.
They throw their toys out of the pram the moment anything does not go their way, and make themselves better by yelling snowflake at anybody that happens to be passing by.
Yes, I think that's absolutely right. Oh, there is surveillance, actually, Nick, as well, isn't there?
Yes, there is, yeah.
A hell of a lot of it, really.
Yeah, we were already the most surveilled country on Earth outside of China, and then they just turned it up to 11. I don't know what is so particularly wrong with the people of this country that need to be spied on quite so much, but we must have done something bad. I just can't remember what it is. Cheers, Rose. 0345 6060 973. Let's have York. Hello, Jan.
Hello, Nick.
Jan.
How are you tonight?
Great, mate.
Good. I've got 5.
Yes.
Smart motorways. No new ones to be built.
Yeah. They're very, very stupid, those smart motorways.
Aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, it requires somebody paying attention at all times, because they can't think for themselves, so they require somebody to be, staring at a screen, and that must be the most boring job in the whole wide world. I mean, can you imagine how dull that must be? I mean, they must just occupy themselves with doing anything else, playing chess or just playing with themselves.
Disgusting.
Or just anything to take their mind off the tedium of a long day. And if you aren't watching the screens at all times, then you won't see somebody breaking down, and you won't be able to put the big red cross up on the gantry, and then disaster ensues.
Exactly. Tragedy. I wonder who thought of smart motorways anyway.
Oh, some idiot.
Some twit.
Yes.
And the next one,
Yeah.
Rod Stewart. He said he's stepping back from rock to concentrate on jazz and swing.
Oh, don't do it, Rod. Well, actually, you know what? Do it. I mean, he's like, what, 156 years old now? Something like that?
He's getting on.
Yeah. Although, having said that, he must be around about the same age as Mick Jagger, and Mick Jagger still rocks. As evidenced with the new album, which is just brilliant. I mean, there's a track. I mean, I know I've gone on about this album.
Yes.
But there is a track
Just a
on
bit.
there, just a little bit, yeah. There is a track on there that sounds like it was made in 1977. It could be a punk track. They have wound the clock back by about 40 years, that band.
How do you know it wasn't made in 1977?
Well, that's
they're just kidding you.
Very good point, yeah. I'll look into it.
Yeah.
What else?
The September heat wave, longest on record. 30 degrees centigrade for 4 days in a row.
Yeah, not long enough, in my opinion.
Well, it might be longer next year.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean,
you never know.
It's blooming mild out at the moment. It's just absolutely extraordinary how warm it is. It's not normally this warm, is it? We're kidding ourselves. Things have definitely changed. 10 degrees tomorrow and the next day. 13 on Tuesday. This is in London. 13 on Tuesday, and the low is 9. I mean, that's incredible for December, January, isn't it? 12 degrees on Wednesday. Oh, it gets a little bit colder the second week of January, but we'll pretend that you didn't hear that. And don't put your cosy away yet, Jan.
I won't. And Taylor Swift, she was named as Person of the Year by Time magazine.
Did you say he?
Eh?
Did you say he was named?
No, she.
Oh, it's because it sounded very much like you said he.
No.
Do you know something that we don't?
No.
No. Okay. The Person of the Year. Yeah, I still don't think I've ever heard any of his music.
Her music.
But
I've seen her once.
Oh, yeah.
Years ago. Well, it seems like years ago.
Yeah.
She was on the Jules Holland show, you know.
Really? That doesn't sound like the Jules Holland show.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
And I think she just started out.
Right.
And I've forgotten what the name of the song was, but it was quite catchy.
Yes. I know that she just completed the first $1 billion tour. I do know that. So somebody must like her. All right, good work.
I think
Thanks a lot.
do.
Cheers, Jan. 0345 6060 973. You can text 84850. Email nick@lbc.co.uk. If you're on Twitter, it's at LBC. Julian says S is for Ryuichi Sakamoto, the musician and composer and member of the Yellow Magic Orchestra who died this year. You remember him from that David Bowie movie, which was kind of dull, but, there it is. Acting, not the best thing that he did. Sligo. Hello, John.
Good day, Nick.
John.
Peace to all you and all your lovely listeners.
Thanks.
I have two S's. One of them is of a lady died in December. She was 100 years of age, Maureen Sweeney.
And what about her?
She was the woman that forecast if the D-Day landings went ahead on June the 5th, they would have been a disaster.
Why did she say that?
She used to take the weather forecast on Black Sod in Mayhaw, and on the 3rd of June, she seen that there was an Atlantic storm approaching the British Isles. If the D-Day landings had gone ahead on June the 5th, all the aircraft cover could not have been looking after the bullets that were heading to France.
Huh.
So Eisenhower decided on her report to put the D-Day landings back 24 hours, and they were a success. And he said that she saved thousands of lives.
Well, we appreciate it, Maureen Sweeney.
Thank you.
Yes.
And Kevin Simfield.
Who's that?
He ran 7 marathons in 7 days in 7 cities for Rob Burrows, and they raised over $15 million for MND research.
Blimey. 15 million.
Well, that's reported so far that they've risen.
Right. Kevin Sinfield.
Yeah, he ran for Brock Burrows, who has MND.
Right.
He was a rugby rugby league player.
Okay, excellent work. Thanks, John.
Nick Abbott on LBC. Call 0345 6060 973.
Are you trying to tell me that this is your act?
It is in the period between Christmas and New Year. It's the A to Z of 2023, the definitive list of the year, which we're compiling with your assistance. And once it is complete, which will be at 1 a.m. on New Year's Day, because it's just tonight and tomorrow night, and then that will be it. Then it'll get put in a book, which I will stick out onto the internet. You can get it on without mentioning any brand names, you can get it on the website that rhymes with Amazon, and it will go along with the sort of commentary that I've been writing as the year has gone on, highlighting some of the stupidest things that have happened to us, of which there have been a lot. Manchester, hello, Lorraine.
Oh, hi, Nick.
Lorraine.
How's it going?
Great, mate.
Well, I did have 6 Super Sixes, which I was loving the alliteration of. However, Jan has stolen Taylor Swift, so I have 5.
Right.
Plus a couple of others if we have time. So the first one is a supercell thunderstorm, which is an extremely rare type of thunderstorm in the UK, and it more commonly happens in America. But just this week, there were 2 within hours of each other on Wednesday night in Greater Manchester, just a couple of miles from where I live, followed by another in Morecambe Bay on Thursday, and they created tornadoes.
Yeah.
Causing extensive damage. But,
so what was that like where you were?
Windy.
Right, okay. Just that.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, one of my work colleagues had the roof of his house ripped off.
Really?
So not ideal, but hey, it's just weather, right?
I suppose so. Yeah.
Nothing at all to do with global boiling.
No, nothing to be concerned about.
No. So my next S is something I first heard about on your show a couple of months ago, which is the Sphere in Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Which is absolutely spectacular.
It's almost worth going all the way to Las Vegas just to go. I mean, if I was there, I would definitely go. The tickets are absolutely preposterous. They're something like $400 each to see U2. Now, I wouldn't spend $400 to go and see U2. But I would go to see that the inside of that dome thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, it just looks absolutely phenomenal. The things they can put on that LED screen.
I know.
It's just unreal.
Yeah, that's right.
But of course, it has been refused planning permission to be replicated.
Well, you wouldn't want it built outside your bedroom window, would you?
I wouldn't.
No.
You're right.
There's got to be a better place to put it. I mean, we have to, in this country, we have to have somewhere to put that thing that is within easy reach of a major conurbation. There must be.
I think Northumberland struggles for light pollution, so perhaps we could put it there. No, not there. No, I'm thinking more like London, Manchester, Glasgow, somewhere like that. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. But it's absolutely spectacular. So if anyone hasn't seen it, I followed it on Instagram since I first heard about it on your show, and it's
You're
just
following a sphere on Instagram.
Yes.
I see.
Yes.
Right. What else have you got?
I've got 3 S's which are kind of linked together. So you did one last night, which was an R for raw sewage. However, I'm doing sewage, Fergal, Sharkey, and surfers against sewage.
Yes,
which are all one of a piece.
Fergal Sharkey is doing such excellent work. He's just not
Isn't
letting
he
go.
amazing?
I know, it's very, very good. We appreciate it, Fergal Sharkey.
Thank you.
Keep doing what you're doing.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Can you name the Environment Secretary?
Well, it used to be Therese.
No, because I couldn't.
It used to be Therese Coffin.
It did used to be Therese Coffin, but it's not anymore.
Well, they change so often. Like, what's the point of remembering their name? Because by the time you've remembered it, it'll be somebody else.
Yeah.
No, I've got no idea.
Well, yeah. Well, when I thought of this today, I did look it up because I thought, who is the Environment Secretary?
Who is it?
Who should be dealing with this? It's Steve Barclay.
Oh
who
my
was
God!
The Health Secretary.
Well, we'll be lucky to last the rest of this year. All right, thanks a lot, Lorraine. 0345 6060 973. Steve Barclay. They've totally run out, haven't they? They've got absolutely no one else to put in any of these positions anymore, so they just shift them around. They wait until they've done something stupid and then just move them to somewhere else so that all the mail that is getting posted to them, all the irate letters, go to somebody else. It's like they can't. It's like his entire government is on the run constantly. What an absolute shower. 0345 6060 973. Harrow, Jonathan.
Nick?
Yes, Jonathan.
I apologise because I called you yesterday, but I fell asleep. So I told the receptionist that I'm sorry because I had a few letters yesterday.
Yes.
But my S has been taken, so I've got a few just to go back. Can I give a few from the back?
Of course.
So A is Nihal Arthanayaka.
Who?
Nihal Arthanayaka. He's a big BBC Radio 4 journalist who was in the headlines this year because he said at a diversity conference that he is surrounded by white people and he feels uncomfortable. Then all of the GB presenters said he's a racist.
Right. I often feel uncomfortable surrounded by a lot of white people, but then I just don't like people.
But, okay, so that's A. Also, for the A, I have Arabs because of what's happening in the Middle East.
Yes.
And then B, before B linked to the Middle East, this is not to bring the mood down. For I, has anybody given you for I the name of the group Islamic Jihad, who are one of the terror groups who launched the attack into Israel?
No, they haven't. And I didn't really expect you to give that to me, but I stand corrected. Islamic Jihad, right. Are you okay?
Yeah. And then B for Dawn Butler, because she has written a book and she was also on LBC promoting it. She's the MP.
Yes. What's the book like?
I haven't read it. It's not on my to-buy list, if I'm honest with you.
Right. Okay.
Can I quickly also give you a few M's and a P?
Why not?
M is two wokies. One is the M&S advert, which was headline news. That was the biggest wokie advert. It was ultra-feminist. Do you have that on the list?
I don't have that on the list. The M&S Wokey Cokey advert.
Okie dokie.
Yes, very, very upsetting.
Because you were engaged last night. You were so popular, so I fell asleep.
That's right.
And also, I'm assuming that the biggest M, not to be offensive...
But...
now, come on. But the woman the M who came on her broomstick and kidnapped our boyfriend, they've probably already given you that M, yeah?
Are you talking about Sparkles?
Yeah. She's on your list.
She is now.
Oh, okay. And also, I was going to give her father, he was being interviewed by another M, Richard Madeley, on the Good Morning Britain, and he very rudely, because she doesn't talk to her daddy, but he was very rudely saying, you have had a heart attack and you are on your deathbed and this will be your last interview. And it was very rude of Richard Madeley.
He said that to her dad?
He kept saying it. He kept saying, you had a stroke. This is probably your last television interview. This is your interview from the deathbed. It was very rude of him, I think.
Well, I missed that. And I'm upset now.
Yeah. And quickly, just a couple more M's if I can.
Yes.
And I'll squeeze in a P as well. So M, one is, if I can. Yes. No, come on.
Go on.
Helized Matters.
What's that?
Eminem daughter. Helized Matters. He got married. Eminem daughter.
Helized Matters.
Matters. You know Eminem the singer?
Eminem. Oh, Eminem.
Yeah, his daughter. It was a big news story in America. Helized Z-A-D-E Matters. She got the wedding married.
She got the wedding married to who? Anyone she knows?
Some rich, not like Eminem, not a ghetto chap. Like he's a rich chap.
Right. Okay.
So they got married.
Some rich
and
guy.
And a couple last one, if I can. M.R.
M.R.
I thought you would know as a DJ. He's an English rapper, but this was his breakthrough year. He was on all of the internet.
M.R. He's
a white chap. I'm not a racist.
But
now, come on. No, come on. He's a white chap from Devon. He's completely a white Englishman, but he's got ginger hair, but he puts it in dreadlocks and he raps in a Jamaican accent. I thought it was comedy, but he's a real chap.
Well, it sounds funny the way you describe it. M.R. Right, I'll look him up on the World Wide Web.
His breakthrough year. And lastly, if I just could give two unrelated ones.
Yes.
P is for Prigozhin. Have you already got that?
Yes, I've got Prigozhin, yes.
And the last one, he banned me from his show and he put me in idiot corner, but he has got a big smashing book out. It's James O'Brien.
James O'Brien banned you from his show?
If you put in, I don't want to cause problems.
But
now, come on, if you know, LBC have the viral presenter clips, like, not of you, but they have lots of videos.
Yeah.
If on Twitter you put in James O'Brien, Dizzy Rascal, Boris Johnson, he's reading out my tweet and he reads it out and he says, Jonathan, you're such a racist. You are in idiot's corner. It's a wonder they allow you to use scissors unsupervised. That's true. He said that on Twitter.
On Twitter, you say?
Yeah, if you put that in, because I was making a comparison between Dizzy Rascal and Boris Johnson, and he said, I'm in idiot corner and I'm banned. But despite that, his book is doing that very well. So it's called Breaking Britain or something like this.
Excellent work, Jonathan. You're not
Thank
banned.
you.
You're not banned on this show, I can assure you of that. 0345 6060 973. You can text 84850. Email nick@lbc.co.uk. Just calm and relax. Totnes. Hello, Graham.
Hello, Nick. We spoke last night. My wife enjoyed it so much that she insisted I do it again all over tonight.
Right,
so
well, you should
here
listen.
I am.
You should listen to your wife.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, between her and you, I'm having a wonderful time.
Right.
Anyway,
glad to hear it.
I've got two for you. First one's an S for stonkingly serious swing that overturned a 24,500 majority held by a supremely self-serving. Did you see what I did then?
No.
Nadine Dorris.
Oh, Nadine Dorris, right. I thought
in East Bedfordshire
Right.
in the by-election, and the winner was Alistair Strathern.
The way you say that, Strathern, not Stratton.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it might very well be if you're posh. But you've gathered from where I come from that, we often accentuate the R's a bit.
Yeah, accentuate the positive. Alistair
Indeed.
Strathern, okay?
That's the one. And the final one to leave you on for the new year, really. I'm sure you know the opposite of love isn't hate, it's apathy. So I'd like to nominate, under an A, the leader of the anti-apathy party, one Nick Abbot.
Right. Well, I accept this award, and I'd like to thank my family and God.
Very good.
But not in that order. All right, thanks a lot, Graham.
Nick Abbott on LBC. Call 0345 6060 973.
Some nobody.
Well, I found the clip, but I haven't pre-watched it. I could play it on my phone on... shall I do that?
Oh, sorry.
I found the clip that he was talking about.
Yeah.
It's on my phone. Now, I haven't pre-listened to it. Should I play it?
Yeah, live like
Go on, why not? All right.
I think by way of light relief, actually, I need to check that the story's true. James, it is interesting that you persecute Boris Johnson, but do not mention Dizzy Rascal. Is it because you are politically correct? Asked Jonathan, interested. I play a game sometimes, usually off-air, occasionally on-air. Is that a joke I do not get, or a joke that's not very good? Or is that somebody who is actually allowed to use scissors? Jonathan, interested. It's interesting that you persecute Boris Johnson, but do not mention Dizzy Rascal, who I think was in the news a couple of months ago for receiving a community order for assaulting his ex-fiancée. I mean, how racist would you have to be to think that talking about the egregious behaviour of a white prime minister in terms is somehow biased because you haven't mentioned a black musician's run-in with the law from 2 months ago? That is literally how these people operate, it's how their minds work. It's incredible. But anyway, Jonathan, thank you for bringing a smile to my face and Keith's this morning.
0345. Go on, Jonathan, call him up. I double dare you. 0345 6060 973. Let's have Stubbington. Hello, Chris.
Oh, hello, Nick. Oh, hello.
Yes, Chris.
I've got a few S's for you here.
Go on, then.
The first one is, I think it might be a B, actually. Silvio Berlusconi.
Berlusconi is under B, I'm afraid. So, well, that is allowed. Silvio Berlusconi, yes, he's on the list.
Because he's famous for his parties.
He certainly is, yeah.
And then I've got an N, which is a John Nettleton. And he played Sir Arnold in Yes, Prime Minister, Yes, Minister.
Are you telling me that because he's died?
Yeah, he died.
This is a list of dead people, is it?
No, I've also got one other as well, which is the Sycamore Gap Tree.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, known as Robin Hood's tree.
Very, very sad. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, as far as you can be emotional about a tree, a lot of people were, yeah. I mean, I've never seen it, but I still miss it.
I mean, I remember it from the Robin Hood film.
Which one?
The one with Kevin Costner in
Oh,
and,
that one.
And I've forgotten the name of the sheriff, but a famous actor.
What's his name?
Yeah.
The guy from The Thing who
he's in
played...
Die Hard as a baddie.
Played what's it? Yeah, he
Yeah.
was that bloke Snape in the the Magical Wizard films.
Yeah.
I hope that you're writing all this down at home. By the way, this is very, very important. We just do details on this show. We're only interested in the facts. Are you all right, Chris?
I've got COVID-19.
Oh,
Sorry
right.
about that.
No problem at all, Chris. Take it easy. Lots of rest and liquids, probably. But don't take my advice, because I don't know what I'm talking about on this or any other subject. Thanks for that. 0345 6060 973. And this, I believe, is a related call. Henley. Hello, John.
Yeah, hi, Nick. I've got D, G, and an H for you.
Yes.
Donanemab is a breakthrough drug this year for the treatment of Alzheimer's.
Donna what?
Donanemab. Donanemab.
Right.
Thank you. Apparently, it's reportedly slows down the progress of Alzheimer's by up to 30%, or nearly 30%, so that's damn good news.
Right.
Secondly, is we lost some British acting royalty this year in Sir Michael Gambon.
Yeah, now, that was the related part. Michael Gambon was also in that Harry Potter magic... stop breathing down the phone, John. It sounds like a dirty call.
I'm trying to stay alive. Yeah.
If you could just stop breathing for the purpose of this phone call, then I would appreciate it.
Okay.
Yeah, he was in the Harry Potter magic films with the other guy. What's his name?
Yeah, those other people.
All those other people, that's right.
That's right. Thirdly and lastly, I'm sure you've heard of this young man, incredible young man, Tony Hudgell. He is now, he's recently been awarded the BEM, the British Empire Medal, in the New Year's Honours List, just released, for services to the prevention of child abuse. He's a young man. He's followed by your former LBC colleague, Ian Collins, who really loves him. He's this young man at 49 days old.
I'll look that up later. Thanks a lot, mate. 0345 6060 973. Blimey. Tracy says N is for nitrous oxide gas, banned in November 2023. Yeah, no more laughing, kids. That's right out. And stop throwing those canisters away, for crying out loud. I mean, just take at the very worst, take them home with you. We appreciate it. Madrid, Martin.
Oh, dear me. Jonathan is a gift that keeps on giving.
Ain't he?
He's your own laughing gas.
That's right. He's probably illegal, yeah.
Probably his last name, Jonathan Nitrous Oxide. Sweet Sounds of Heaven, which is the song you've been bashing on about with Rolling Stones and Lady Gaga.
On and on and on and on about, yes.
So that's an S.
See, most people would finish the album with that, or they'd either start the album with that, or they'd finish the album with that. But the Stones put it the second from last track, and then did just a blues number with Keith on his guitar and Mick singing an old, is it Muddy Waters song? And they renamed it the Rolling Stones Blues. Brilliant. I mean, whoever put that album together, I mean, whoever put the tracks in that order, raving genius.
And you've been raving about that song, so I thought that was a good S.
Yes.
There's another one which is Padam Padam.
What's that?
Padam Padam, which is Kylie's song that she first top 10 hit since 2010, and it's an onomatopoeic song because it represents a heartbeat. Padam Padam.
Right. Definitely not putting Kylie my bloomin' Nogue on this list. Not now, not ever, never.
What about Toshiba?
Toshiba?
Yeah, they've just unlisted from the the Tokyo Stock Exchange.
But that's a T.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh.
It's a T, sorry.
Yeah, oh. No. Yeah, all right, R.
Sorry. R. It could be an R or it could be an S. Romance scam. It's the fastest growing cybercrime in UK.
Is it?
Yep.
Fastest growing cyber... Well, of course, according to the government, it doesn't exist because they've taken fraud out of the crime statistics, thereby pretending that crime is going down, whereas it's actually going up. But, that's him and his integrity.
This government will have integrity, professionalism and accountability at every level.
Every level. Liar! Yeah, he was lying about that. Thanks a lot, Martin. 0345 6060 973. Let's see now. Gatwick. Lauren.
Hi, Nick. Thank you so much for your lovely shows all year long, and especially for this, which I look forward to every year.
Oh, thanks, Lauren.
Thank you. I've got the first, or one of the first few gentlemen that called said the spaceship from SpaceX. Well, that's called Starship. And it's got a super booster, making it the largest rocket in the world. And that went up this year.
Yeah, in all senses of the word. Yeah, it took off and then went up. Yeah.
It did. And then I've got Magic Meat, which was the Greg Wallace hoax about eating humans. And people called into Ofcom because they, to make complaints because they believed that people were making human meat dinners.
Okay, you're going to have to explain that to me. Who's Greg Wallace? The name rings a bell.
He's inside the factory, and he's quite loud. He's on...
You're going to have to narrow it down for us. He's quite loud. And he said that people were, people, they're eating people.
Yes.
Right.
They did a hoax, and he sat down with a chef, and they were making it like they were eating the human meat and giving their critique about how amazing and flavorful it was. But it was all just a hoax documentary, Magic Meat.
I bet it tastes like chicken.
This year they think that that the murder hornet has been established in the UK.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's what they're called. Because I've got Asian hornets, but that's not sufficiently scary. They're called murder hornets, aren't they? God.
Yeah, I think they can be up to about 2 inches long.
That's about an inch and a half too long, in my opinion.
Avoid.
Yeah.
And last debate, did we get the Beatles AI song on already? I forget.
I'm going by memory now, but I'm almost certain that the Beatles are on this list for that song called, was it Now and Then?
Yes.
I better got that right. Yeah, Now and Then. Excellent work. Thanks a lot, Lauren.
Thank you.
Ta-da, 0345 6060 973. Brenda says, Grant Shapps, the Defence Secretary, the man of many names and so little talent, had a spat last week with Gary Lineker. Well, which of them hasn't had a spat with Gary Lineker? I'm on Team Gary. How about you? The Wirral, Nora.
Team Gary all the way.
Thanks. Yep.
Anyway, yes,
Alan Rickman, the name you were searching for.
That's right, Alan Rickman, yes.
And without any irony whatsoever, that drug up with the Alzheimer's, you did quite an extensive interview about it earlier on this year.
Did I? Right.
Yeah. But you probably, yeah. Anyway, so moving on.
I should listen to this show once in a while, give it a go. I never know, I might like it.
It's fantastic, especially on playback when you can fast forward through the adverts. Anyway, cronyism for C. Did we get that one?
Well, who are you talking about in particular?
Well, I'm thinking if you do cronyism, it saves me ringing back on T for Liz Truss.
Right, cronyism.
Because she's just given all her best friends at a hairdresser.
Well, it
and
seems to be,
it
seems to be their watchword. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so cronyism, I think, covers a lot. Right, can you really please do this one? Rizwan Javed. You're going to say, who's that?
Who's that?
Go on. And he's the one that saved 29 people on trains. He both on the trains and he talked them down from suicide. Now, it's a good news story. It's the best thing I've heard this year.
He just got, was it?
He got some kind of an award. Not a knighthood, obviously, because he's not the owner of Wetherspoon.
Yeah, he hasn't donated money to the Conservative Party. Let's not get carried away, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't get paid for doing these things. So, yeah, if you could, that would be good. And then cronyism, Netanyahu, move swiftly on. Did you get him?
Yeah, got him,
And then we've got Pincher. I meant to do P, but I fell asleep.
Pincher? No, I don't have Pincher. No, I don't have him. So
he lost his appeal earlier this year for pinching people.
Yeah, not appealing at all.
No. Well, it's official now. He's lost his appeal. And then Sunak, which name it. But I think for me personally, since the most recent is the helicopter thing, where he personally intervened to say, no, we do need to have 2 helicopters at £40 million contract.
Yes.
Because it's essential to the budget.
Yeah.
That's mine.
What a man. I mean...
Oh, sorry, one more.
I don't know what we've done to deserve this, but it must have been terrible. Go on then, one more.
Saltburn, excellent film. I don't think you'll make it to your list, but you should watch it. It's really good if you haven't seen it already.
All right, I'll stick it on the list. Thanks a lot, Nora. 0345 6060 973. Blimey, it goes quick, don't it? That was the S's. T's now. That should be super easy. U is coming up after 12 o'clock, and, well, I've absolutely no idea what we're going to get for that. But then I was pleasantly surprised with the Q's. We've got a boatload of those. So we'll see what we get when we get there. But after the new news, the letter T on the A to Z of 2023 with me, Nick Abbott, on LBC.
On your radio, on Global Player, and
Play LBC.
Leading Britain's conversation. This is LBC. This is LBC from Global. Leading Britain's conversation with Nick Abbott.
Listen to him. He knows everything. Hello, boys.
It's T, the letter T on the A to Z of 2023. A brief recap. You can go backwards to fill in gaps in the letters that we've already had, but you can't go forwards. People get alphabetized by their surname unless they're only known by one name, and you can call multiple times in the same show. It's the only time in the year when that is allowed. Leeds. Alex.
Good evening, Nick.
Alex.
I've got a couple for you.
Okay.
So I've got an obscure C and a pretty solid S.
Go on.
So if I go with my obscure C, so it was reported in The Guardian a couple of days ago that the government have failed to present a COVID wine cellar report to Parliament.
Yes.
Now,
I wonder why.
Booze.
Yeah.
So, bottom line, the last time this report was published was in July 2021, and it ended at March 2020, where it estimated that the government's wine and spirit stocks was estimated about 3.2 million.
Right.
So the Foreign Office is responsible for doing an audit, and the government said, we'll present the report to Parliament in early 2023, and then they said, we'll definitely do it before the Christmas recess, and lo and behold, it's not been presented to Parliament yet. Now, it hasn't covered... or they failed to present it because it covers March 2020 to March 2022, which was when Boris, our former leader. He was having the business meetings in Downing Street. So,
yeah, that's right. One of those up-all-night business meetings. Yeah.
So my theory is they haven't presented the report because there'd be a massive depletion in the government.
Huge.
Booze stock.
Yes, that's right. Any comment, Bodge?
I can't comment on that.
Can't comment on that.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So my S is...
I mean, it must be really spectacularly awful, because if it was just bad, they would have released it last thing just before Christmas when nobody was paying attention. That's what they would have done. So it must be absolutely catastrophically bad and embarrassing for them not to have released it then. Because I imagine now they will refuse to do it for our safety or some other reason that they'll make up before the general election. We ain't going to know, not now, not ever, never. It'll be a secret for national security. Yeah.
Exactly that. And my S is Housewives' favourite, Flip Schofield. He resigned not just from his TV show, but from ITV in June this year because of some shenanigans or other, which I'm not really interested in.
Yeah, it didn't seem like very much to me. It didn't seem like anything at all. I didn't really get what the big to-do was, but, I guess I'm not an expert. Thanks a lot, Alex. 0345 6060 973. Pauline says, Truss crashed the economy, yet Sunak allowed her a dishonourable list. They'll say, it's precedence insists that no current Prime Minister will interfere with the honours list of a previous Prime Minister and blah, blah, blah. But you don't deserve it, do you, Liz?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Fife, Andy.
Hi there, Nick. I was just going to first of all say to you, I went to the Sphere in Vegas in November and went with I know you don't like Formula One, but they actually tweeted it because I went to watch the in Vegas, and one of the things that they gave us as part of the package was to go to the Sphere, and I watched it. It was absolutely fantastic. Now, it's called Postcards from Earth. It makes you feel like you're actually there, and it just shows you the damage that we're doing to our planet, and this person that goes to another planet and they show of Earth from, like, I don't know, from another planet, it's absolutely fantastic. You feel like you're going through time, you're actually there and it's in real time.
Well, it looks an absolute sensation, and I am disappointed that they're not going to build one in London. I mean, we must be able to come up with some site that is not going to inconvenience people and blast light through their bedroom windows. We must be able to.
You'd love it. You'd love it, Nick. Right. I mean, I don't know if you'll ever go to Vegas, but anyway, that's that. Now I've got a couple of S's and a T because, fortunately, even though I was on a little while, I can now mention the T, Nick, so thank you for that.
Yes.
So I've got, for S, is spies. This double agent spy that we heard in the last week or so. It was the Iranian government that was getting this person this spy to spy for them, but they're actually spying for the West as well, and there was a plot to assassinate some people working on a media company. I think it was an Iranian media company or something like that, and there was an attempt to actually attack them and kill them. And there's a spy that was meant to be doing it. It's been in the news the last week or so.
Okay.
Did you hear? Also, Section 35, which is the Scottish government, the UK government, I should say, the Westminster government blocked the Scottish government from bringing in the gender recognition bill. And, of course, the Scottish government lost their appeal against that. And the argument was that it was an attack on Scottish democracy because... Yes. So that Section 35 is what you think. And also, since I've been on the phone, I was thinking about a T, which is the Thames Water, Thames Water disaster with the sewage. That was this year, wasn't it? So
it's this year and last year and the year before that, the year before that. Yeah, I think the up to date with Thames Water is that they owe an amount that they can't repay. I think I've got that right. It's a massive bill, and this is the same company, of course, that has showered itself with our money since the very moment that it was invented. Huge amounts, and then it can't quite figure out why it doesn't have any money. It's because it's given it to itself. Thanks, Andy. Glasgow. Anne.
Hello, Doc. Are you okay?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Just to let you know, it's raining really, really heavy in Glasgow.
Is it? Well, I can check that while you wait, just to make sure that we're not giving out misinformation here. It is raining in Glasgow at the moment. It will be raining tomorrow, and raining on Monday, and raining on Tuesday, and raining on Wednesday, and raining on Thursday, and what? Not raining on Friday? Pfft, rubbish. But raining on Saturday, and wow, look at that. You'll have 4 days in a row from Sunday the 7th, when it will be... Now, get ready, Anne. Prepare yourself. It's going to be sunny.
What? Wow.
Sunny.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Because my dog hates going out in the rain, and she's getting depressed.
Oh. Can't you fit it with a little coat or something?
Yeah, she's got a coat.
Oh, right.
But she doesn't like the rain.
Doesn't like getting her paws wet.
So, yeah, I get a meat to take her a walk, and she goes and hides.
That dog's living in the wrong town.
It certainly is. I've got a couple for you. F. I know that Rod Stewart's been mentioned already.
Yeah.
But I want to mention him for a different reason, if that's okay.
Go on.
When I was watching Sky News during the year, and they were talking about the NHS and how the waiting lists were out of control. And he phoned in and he said that he was prepared to pay for scanners for people to get MRI scans and things, because he had went for a scan privately, and he was about a minute late for it, and he was all apologetic, and the consultant said to him, "Oh, it's okay." He said, "We only had 2 booked in today." He said, and I thought, that's terrible. There's all these people waiting in the NHS. So he's done 20. He's paid for 20 scans, and he's wanting to roll it out over the UK.
Well, that is not an insignificant amount of money. I think those scans, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they cost £1,000.
Yes, something like that. And he said he was on yesterday, and he said, "I have the money." He says, and he says, "I think it's terrible that these scanners are sitting there doing nothing."
Right.
And he's paying for that, so I thought that was a good...
Well, it's another excellent reason to love Rod Stewart.
Absolutely. You. And another rest for you. The car manufacturer Skoda decided this year that we have to call it Skoda.
Was that this year? Because I know Hyundai changed the pronunciation of their name, or rather they insisted that we said it their way.
I'm not sure if it was this year.
Skoda?
I just noticed it this year.
Right, OK. Skoda. OK, got it, Anne. Thanks for that. 0345 6060 973. Nikki says Tina Turner died and she was simply the best. She was. I mean, she really was. If you really want to know how great Tina Turner was, I mean, you'd be familiar with, all of the hits. And the sort of latter hits, they didn't really show off her voice and her range. I mean, River Deep, Mountain High, stuff like that. She was, when she was really belting it out, you got the full force of the woman. But if you really want to know how great she was, there is a Herbie Hancock album of Joni Mitchell songs, which are sung by different people, and I think it's the second track on it is by Tina Turner, and it is absolutely fan-bloomin-tastic. The album's called The River, and the artist that is on the cover is Herbie Hancock, but they're all Joni Mitchell tracks, covered by different people. Listen to the one by Tina Turner, and you can thank me later. No, wait. I've changed my mind. You can thank me now.
Thank you.
0345 6060 973. Algeria. Khaled.
Hello, Nick.
Khaled.
How are you, Nick? Jolly good show.
Thanks.
I love it. My wife and I are glued to the phone listening to you, my friend.
Well, I'm glad to hear it.
Honestly, this is serious.
No, I believe
honestly.
you. So, what have you got for us?
Maybe letter S.
Yes.
I'm sure it happened this year. Rishi Sunak became Prime Minister. Am I right or not?
No, I don't think so. I think that was last year. But he's still our Prime Minister, if you can believe that. He's just as qualified now as he was when he took over. Yeah.
All right. Maybe the storm. The storm is a recent one.
Yes.
The storm that, because I do follow the news.
Do you?
Vividly. The latest storm, but I'm sorry to have heard that. It's devastated England and so on.
That might be overstating it a tad. I think devastated is maybe a bit too purple a phrase to use.
No, it had some drastic effect, Nick.
Yeah,
Come on.
like a couple of houses. That's right.
Well,
I mean, it would have been drastic if you happened to be living in one of those houses, but for people on either side and the rest of the country, not so much.
I think I tend to.
Hey, Khalid, what's the weather like in Algeria at the moment?
Well, today it was nice and sunny.
Mm-hmm.
Blue sky.
Yes.
Maybe 19 or 20 degrees.
Well, that's nice, but we don't wish to know that. But thanks anyway.
Nick Abbott on LBC. Call 0345 6060 973.
I am not one of your fans!
A text from Brenda says tents were removed by Camden Council after Cruella Doberman said it was a lifestyle choice to live on the streets. God. I think we've become inured to this. We've become sort of numb to it, haven't we? I mean, in an ordinary, well-run country, that sort of thing would not go without comment. And you wouldn't forget about it after a week of outrage. It's just the stuff that's been happening. It's almost like Donald Trump's style of leadership, in which he just pelts you constantly and you just become numb. And with every new outrage, it just becomes, it's like normalised. Yeah, a lifestyle choice. What are these people like? Topol died, If I were a rich man. Yeah, Topol died. Let's have Manchester. Hello, Lorraine.
Oh, hi, Nick.
Lorraine.
Hello. So I've got a T for you and then a couple of others to fill in some gaps, if that's okay.
Okay.
So the T is threads.
Threads?
Yeah. So back in July, I think it was, Meta launched Threads as an alternative and a competitor to Twitter.
Oh, really?
Which I continue to call Twitter and not X.
Yeah, me too. I'm not calling it X. No.
No.
I mean, its logo is concerning to me. It looks a bit. What's a nice way of saying Nazi-ish?
Aggressive.
Yeah, aggressive. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's aggressive. It's spiky. I don't like it.
Yeah, quite. I mean, why take something that like a cute little birdie and turn it into that?
Yeah, and oh god, the adverts. You can't move for adverts. But anyway, yeah. So, but the thing is, that even though we all still hate Twitter in its current form, Threads kind of fell off a cliff, and nobody really uses it. And I have now deleted it because the notifications were getting too much.
Right.
So,
yeah, I'm sticking with Twitter because
me too.
I'm not experiencing all of the negativity that people keep complaining about. I don't know why it's giving me a pass, but I'm not getting all that unhinged right wingery. I'm just getting
you get the kittens and puppies, don't you?
I do. And then I repost them in order to maximise people's happiness. Yeah, why not?
It's all about the algorithms. Beyond Threads, so the two S's that I've got are the 2023 Super Bowl, which, other than the moon landing, was the most watched television event in American history.
Really? Is that right?
With 100, what apparently, well, according to Wikipedia. So 115.1 million viewers, and the halftime show was also the most watched Super Bowl halftime show of all time.
Now, wasn't it Taylor Swift?
No.
Who was it?
Rihanna.
Oh, right.
Similar sort of genre.
Yeah, I
But
don't,
so that's... Yeah,
don't
so
really
that-
know
that
anything
was
about
cool.
Rihanna, nor do I know
Or
anything
Taylor
about
Swift.
Taylor Swift. No, I have to admit that I'm not hip and with it and down with the kids.
But you do know what Riz means.
I do know what risk means, yeah. Which and I'll restate my case. If I know what it means, that means the kids aren't saying it anymore. They moved on to something else. Yeah. All right, good work. Thanks a lot, Lorraine. Cheers, my dear. 0345 6060 973. Super Bowl, American football.
Boring.
I don't know why anybody would want to watch that, like at all. Never mind about the 4 hours that a match takes. It's just 5 seconds of activity, and then they stand around and talk about it for 10 minutes. It just is mystifying to me. All American sports are terrible. Discuss. Wanstead. Hello, Sophie. Sophie? You're just making noises.
Can you hear me?
I can now. Yeah, go on.
Even though I don't watch American football, I think it was the Kansas Chiefs.
Oh.
I think they're called the Philadelphia Eagles.
Right.
But it was
I
two
cannot
brothers.
express in words how little I care about that.
You make me feel a bit better because you were dismissive about my D, which was tennis related.
Yes.
So I'm not going to, which was Djokovic. But that's
Djokovic.
because I think you're a Federer fan, but I've got a K
No,
for you.
I'm not a fan of tennis at all. I'm not a Federer fan. I'm not a Djokovic fan. I don't care about any of them.
No, I know. So I feel a bit better now. Thank you.
But he
I've
is
got
on the
a K
list because he was a number one for 400 weeks straight, or something
for
like that.
remembering.
Yeah.
Thank you for remembering. I've got a K for you.
Mm-hmm.
Happened on the 22nd of November, 1963.
What?
Happened on the 22nd of November, 1963.
Are you talking about Kennedy?
Can you give me that bell? Ping!
Sophie, there's something wrong with your phone. It's cutting off the first syllable of every word that you're saying, pretty much. I think you need to get... Yeah, there it is again. You think you need to get a new one. Or call back on a better line. Or write me a letter. Something like that. Gotta go, Sophie. It's unbearable. 0345 6060 973. Elaine says H is for Hershey's Chocolate, who are being sued for $5 million by a Florida woman called Cynthia Kelly. She says that they falsely advertised their Halloween candies as the packaging led her to believe that the chocolates were decorated cut-out shapes to represent jack-o'-lanterns when the actual chocolates had no such design on them. She wants $5 million. Only in Florida. East Yorkshire. Mike.
Hi, Nick. How are you doing, man?
Good, thanks.
Couple of things, couple of S's. Light-hearted for a change with me.
Yes.
So the walrus made its way around the British coast, heading up for its breeding grounds, and it kept pulling itself out on harbour slipways. And everywhere it went, it was protected. They wouldn't let anybody near it, and it pulled itself up, spent the night, went back in the water again, swam a bit further around the coast, did the same thing again all the way up the east coast of England.
Well, it sounds more like a tourist than a walrus.
It was really, yeah.
Did it have a name?
Thor the walrus.
Oh, Thor.
Yeah.
Thor. That's not a name for a walrus. Thor is somebody who is, like just made of muscles, and walruses, not so much.
But they have big beards.
Well, that is true, yeah. You've got a good point there, yeah.
Couple of sort of semi-humorous essays on this one. Sunak's PR team played another blinder when they told him to take his seatbelt off so they could make a promotional video.
Yeah.
And then they published it.
Morons. He's surrounded by morons.
Right. Speed awareness courses, do you remember their bit in the news this year? When the Doberman instructed her civil servants to get her a personal speed awareness course.
Yeah.
And when the news hit, she promptly took the point.
I mean, you just... I become speechless, really. This, as it went on, like I said before, you become a bit sort of numb to it. But if you add it all up, as we're doing now, and you look at it, the evidence that has been gathered over the past 12 months, well, you have to say guilty. All of them.
You do. And the third one's government-related as well as the tea. Do you remember the government banned TikTok from government phones?
Oh, yeah.
Which I thought was sort of quite amazing, really, because 10-second videos of idiots doing things would have been quite appropriate.
Yeah, they banned TikTok and, coincidentally, WhatsApp as well. They banned it from their personal phones. And, unfortunately, I dropped my phone and all my messages related to the period of the COVID pandemic, they all just disappeared. Yeah, sorry about that.
No tech qualifications at all, mate. I do not know how it happened.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't work the phone.
I know. I lost my password. The dog ate it. It's just pathetic. All right, thanks a lot, Mike. 0345 6060 973. Nick text, T is for the trolley. Dominic Cummings' nickname for Boris Johnson, talked about at the COVID inquiry because he'd often changed direction on policies and couldn't make his mind up what to do. Ain't that right, Bodge?
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Yeah, that is right, yeah. Croydon, Terry.
Hello?
Yes, Terry.
All right. I've got 2 T's and an S.
Go on,
Saxavord Spaceport. Got that?
Saxa what now?
Saxavord, Saxavord, all one word, Spaceport.
Spaceport?
Yeah, in the Shetlands. It's actually Islands, but it's too early. And they've got now a full licence for 30 launches of vertical rockets. Because we've got a spaceport in Cornwall, but you can only launch rockets off a plane from them. And they're also going to get one in Prestwich, which is going to be interesting.
You did answer my question before I'd asked it, because you said vertical rockets, and I thought, well, what other kind of rockets are there? But you mean off a plane horizontally?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Saxavord Spaceport. Okay.
Yeah, it's a nice little, lovely little island.
Is it?
It's a private piece of private. It's a private island.
Right.
Right. I should say that this research is done by the City Institute and the University of California.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give you the headline. Scientists have a 20-minute conversation with a humpback whale named Twain.
Twain, the humpback whale.
That's right, yeah. And I'll give you what they were doing. I'll give you the actual interactive bioacoustic playback as a tool for detecting and exploring non-human intelligence, conversing with an Alaskan humpback whale.
And what were they saying?
They were saying hello, I think. They're
for 20 minutes?
Yeah, apparently, but, you always get the impression...
Hello.
Right. Can I have some fish, please?
There might be... There's some munches going on in the background though, with the University of California. Okay, and the last is Toblerone have fallen foul of the Swissness Act of 2017.
Oh, right.
Which says that all Swiss chocolate has to be made in Switzerland. How unreasonable. And it's now American owned, and they're moving the making to Slovakia.
Right. So is that Slovakia in Switzerland? No.
No, that's Slovakia outside
in
Switzerland.
Slovakia, yeah.
So they can't be called Swiss chocolate anymore, and they lose the Matterhorn off the box.
Right.
But the Swiss have said that if you've got money, that'll be Swiss as soon as it turns up.
Well, as long as it tastes the same, I don't mind. Thanks, Terry.
Nick Abbott on LBC. Call 0345 6060 973.
Some whack job can say this stuff and get away with it.
Speaking of which, Alex texts, T is for Donald Trump, who is threatening to turn America into a totalitarian dictatorship.
Don't talk to me that way. I'm the president of the United States. Don't ever talk to the president that way.
Newcastle under Lyme. Hello, Gary.
No, it's Guy, Nick.
Guy. Can I call you Gary?
If you want, yeah.
Great.
I've got a T and maybe an O if I get a chance.
Go on then.
My T is Thoric, whatever that is.
Is where?
And Thurrock.
Thurrock?
Yeah. And it's the MP for Thurrock. And I know you'll know her, or everyone will know her. It's Jackie Doyle Price. And the reason I'm going to mention Thurrock is because she's been nominated for an honour. So she's one of those MPs that does a real lot of work, and, you know, maybe she keeps the light under a bushel. And she should... and the person who's nominated her is, you'll never guess it, is Liz Truss.
Liz Truss.
Absolutely.
Yes. Jackie Price, who has, as far as I am aware, risen without trace, and now she has a funny name and a badge. Good for her.
Yeah. Can I do a no?
Yes.
What about Charlotte Owen? Have we done Charlotte Owen?
She is on the list, yeah. Why? Nobody has any idea, but she's on the list, yeah. It's a mystery, ain't it, Bodge?
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Owen texts, F is for flat rents owned by Jeremy Dangerous Name have gone up by 18%.
What?
But we can't ask for a pay rise. Yeah. Not for us, just for them. That's that trickle-down economics that we've heard so much about.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Q, Lily.
Hello, Nick.
Lily.
So I've got a couple for you. First of all, did you have Richard Roundtree on your list? Who played John Shaft, the first black action hero actor?
I don't know. But I'll write it down, and if I haven't got it, if it's not on there, then it will be now, because he died, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Yes.
Sorry about that, yeah.
You're sorry about that? What?
No,
what did you have to do with it?
Because giving you a load of deaths for the list.
I see.
I was trying to keep it to a minimum. And then, who didn't die, of course, was Taylor Swift. Now, I know Jan said that she was the Time Person of the Year, and you said about the expensive... $1 billion,
yeah.
Not bad. Well, the other thing was about her was the bonuses. And she gave out $55 million in bonuses on that tour. And listen to this. Each truck driver got a check for the amount of $100,000. Can you imagine that?
Wow.
I know. Amazing.
Well, I don't know anything about her, and I've never knowingly heard any of her music, but she seems like she's all right to me.
She is really good. I approve. Yeah, very good. And that leads on neatly to who you've already had, Topo, who did "If I Was a Rich Man."
Yeah.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, good work. Thanks a lot, Lily. 0345 6060 973. Gemma says, did anybody mention I for Iron Maiden on the Royal Mail stamps? How weird is that? Iron Maiden.
Rock and roll!
Bizarre. Why them? I mean, you know, they're successful and all, but I would have to say with the greatest respect that their best days are behind them, aren't they? And on a stamp? That's just weird. Ain't it? West Sussex. Hello, Zara.
Hi, Nick.
Zara.
I have a T for you, and I'm surprised no one has come up with it yet. It's T for Titan, the submersible that went missing.
Yeah, that's right.
A few months ago.
Yes.
It was all over the news, wasn't it? Everyone was talking about it.
All over the news, yeah.
When they did an hourly countdown of how long the oxygen would run out inside.
I mean, not to bring the tone of the show down completely, but when that Titan story was going on, there was also another story when I think about 100 people died on a migrant ship that I think was sailing to Greece.
Oh, yes, you're right.
And absolutely no one was interested in that story, and the entire world was on the edge of their seats about that Titan submersible.
I forgot about that.
You've got to get your priorities
straight. It was revealed afterwards that the Titan wasn't fit for purpose, which is quite concerning, isn't it? I mean, you'd think they'd find that out.
Never get me down in one of them. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, me too.
All right, thanks, Zara. 0345 6060 973. Trudy says skimpflation, a term popularised this year for inferior ingredients in products. We had shrinkflation, where products remained at the same price but got smaller, whereas skimpflation is substituting the quality of the item. For instance, one olive oil spread was 21% olive oil and is now 10%. Well, right. Well, what's the rest of it then? Or a salt and vinegar, salt and vinegar crisp was balsamic vinegar, and now it's sherry vinegar. Huh. 0345 6060 973. Chelmsford, Daniel.
Hello, I've got a tea.
Yes.
This is the Newcastle footballer Sandro Tonali. He got a ban. He can't play until next season. That's right.
Why is that?
It was for betting, football betting.
Right.
The Italians were investigating his betting activities. Right. So Newcastle got sort of stitched up a little bit there, really.
Okay. All right. Sandro.
No, Sandro Tonali.
Like I said, Sandro Tonali. Yeah, that's right.
But your researcher, he said he supports Newcastle, and he's a little bit upset about that. Talk about chocolate bars. Caramac. That was a nice chocolate bar. They've stopped making that one.
Yes, they've cancelled Caramac. Yeah.
Yeah.
Been too lefty and woke, probably.
It was called Caramac because it's caramel, and Macintosh made it. So there's a bit of useless information.
Macintosh?
Yeah, it was made by Macintosh in Norwich.
I thought it was made by... well, it doesn't really matter, if you say so. OK, Caramac was made by Macintosh. Huh. OK. Eastbourne, Ange.
Hello, Nick.
Ange.
I've got an S, a very important S.
Yes.
And it is Jar Shaka, the Jamaican reggae sound system operator, who unfortunately passed away this year.
Right.
And, he operated in South London mainly, always stayed true to the messages of Rastafari, and, very popular sound system man, brought a lot of people together, spread a lot of love, influences a lot of music up till today, drum and bass, etc.
Played a lot of tunes, but not like that.
Not like that. And he's also known as the Zulu Warrior.
Right.
So, I know we're not on those letters yet, but I think he's really known as Josh Shaka. No one ever knows what his other name ever was.
Right.
So,
Jar Shaka. On the list. Thanks, Ange. 0345 6060 973. Let's have Beckenham. Gary.
Hello, Nick.
Gary.
I just want to get in early. Happy New Year, mate. You're the best in the business, man.
Thanks.
I love your show, man. You keep me going through when I'm working at night.
Cheers.
Another thing before I start, Nick. I agree with you, American football. So boring. More breaks than a Kit Kat.
Dull.
All right, Nick, I've got a B for you.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a B, C, D, and an E, and an L. That's all right?
Okay.
Right, the B, Joey Barton, for his sexist comments about women's football.
Yeah, he was told evolve or die. That's right.
I know what I'd rather him do, to be honest with you. I've got you got James Cleverly for that insensitive joke he made about his wife.
Yes, James Cleverly is on the list for several things. That's among them, yes.
Mark Drayford, the Welsh guy who said he's quitting.
Yep.
Yeah?
Got him.
Everton. You got Everton got deducted 10 points for financial fair play.
Yes, they did. Yeah, they'll be all right, though. I mean, it seems to have put a fire under them.
Yeah, have you got that one? Or is that new?
I do have that one.
You got that one? Oh, man.
Got them all so far, Gary.
This one's a bit of a downer. Tom Lockyer, the one who collapsed, the Luton footballer.
Yes, he is on the list too.
He's on the list, is he?
He is.
Oh, my God. I've got another one. Robust. That was a buzzword this year.
I've got that one too.
Oh, God. One more. Nick, come on, what are you doing to me, man? I've got one for you. Pronouns.
Oh, you know what? I don't have that one.
I feel better now.
Excellent work. Pronouns.
Listen, keep
1 out of 6 ain't bad.
Remember?
Yeah, I do remember. Yeah, pronouns are on the list. Good work, Gary.
This is LBC with Nick Abbott.
Shut up.
I can't. Watford. Hello, Steve.
Hello, mate. Happy New Year to you. Got a quick one for you.
Go on, then.
Quick one. It's for Shooting Star. Early hours of Saturday morning over Birmingham, Kent, and somewhere else. And I was hoping they'd be knocking on my door to take me away from all this. But that didn't happen.
Didn't happen. No, you're stuck with it,
But
Steve.
knowing my luck, Nick, they wish in the back of the spacecraft hiding when they come with me. That's bad. That's how my year's been.
Right.
But Happy New Year to you.
Okay.
As for Shooting Stars, goodbye. Take care.
Thanks a lot,
Bye-bye.
Steve. Ta-da. 0345 6060 973. Yeah, that kind of thing. That kind of thing is news now. Whereas if it had happened maybe 10 years ago, we wouldn't have seen it. But now everybody's got their own. Everybody's a reporter now. Even if they don't happen to be there, there's these video doorbells and people have got their dash cams and et cetera and so on. You can't do anything without it being on tape these days. Isha, Carol.
Oh, hi there. Yes, well, my S and T have gone, but I do have a P and a C. So I'll start with C because I don't think you've got this one. Michael Caine retired a few weeks ago, which at his age I think is quite an achievement, isn't it?
Yeah.
He must be, what, 92 or something?
Is he?
I don't know. He's ancient.
He's one of those.
Given up work.
He's one of those fellas that always has looked ancient.
He has. That's true. But you think, how on earth could anyone remember their lines at that sort of age, anyway?
Yeah.
But I'm sad that we won't be seeing any new films from him. But he's got such a great catalogue. So
he does. He's been in. He's been in a lot of films. I'd have to say not all of them brilliant, but he's been in a lot of brilliant films.
yeah, they've always been entertaining, haven't they? So, yeah. So, anyway, we'll miss him, but at least he's still with us, which is good. Now, the other one, I'm not sure if you had it because I think I might have been asleep that night. But, it was the Paris riots.
Well, which ones?
Well, they're always rioting, aren't they?
Aren't they?
But
yeah.
do you remember when Charles and Camilla couldn't go over because of the riots? Was it something to do with pensions?
No, I think that was somebody died at the hands of the police, I think, from memory.
Right.
Something like that.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right, yes.
Yeah.
But I remember they went on for quite a few days and the King and Queen's trip had to be postponed for a while, and then they then went to Paris a few weeks later, didn't they?
Yeah, it's difficult to keep in mind what Parisians are rioting about because they do it so very much.
Well, they do. They do get very hot under the collar.
Yeah. Whereas we just shrug our shoulders and go, oh well, never mind.
We just take it on the chin, don't we? We do. So that's it.
Excellent work.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Carol. Thank you. 0345 6060 973. Let's see. Who's been waiting the longest? Let me see now. Bromley. Hello, Margaret.
Hello, Nick.
Margaret.
I'm back.
You're back.
I know. Right. So I called up wanting to give you teas, and all my teas have been taken.
Right.
However,
but
I'm coming back strong, and I've got 2 S's for you and a B. All right. Strikes. So everybody's been striking this year. You've had train drivers, teachers, junior consultants, junior doctors consultants,
or doctors in training, as I prefer to call them.
Yes, doctors in training but still do some work, so that's all good. So, as a result, the government has brought in the Strikes Minimum Service Levels Act 2023,
right,
which provides minimum service from all the service providers, basically.
Yeah.
So, yeah, education, fire, etc.
All of that.
So that's my first S, yeah, all of them. And then my second S is Spare. Now, you might have had this under another title, but Prince Harry's book, Spare, came out this year in January.
And blasted all other books out of the water. It became the biggest or the fastest selling non-fiction ever, didn't it? Or something like that.
It did. It did. Something along those lines. So, yeah. And then the final one is a B. So Beyonce broke records with the most Grammys. So she's got 32 Grammys to her name to date.
Blimey.
I know. Impressive, right?
Well, I don't know. I mean, to acquire that number is impressive, yes, but what does that say about Grammys, though?
I wouldn't like to say. Maybe we need a bigger pool of talent at the moment. Maybe that's what it's telling us.
Right.
Bigger pool of talent is required.
OK, thanks, Margaret. 0345 6060 973. Colin says, going back to Greenpeace protest about new UK oil drilling licences by covering titchy suit sizes, Yorkshire home with fabric. Yes, no home was damaged during the course of that protest. Fife, Andy.
Hello there, Nick. A quick question for you, right? I'm just curious before I tell you my ones. At 12 o'clock tomorrow, when it's going to be New Year, will you bring in the bells or will it just be the news? I wanted to ask you that, Nick. I hope you don't mind.
I don't know.
I just wanted to ask you that. So if you don't know, you don't know.
No, it's often the way when I come in, because for the longest time now, I've been doing this, so I have been on the air at that time, and I usually find out when I get here whether we've got a feed or not, so I don't know, to be honest.
Fair enough, Nick. Right, so I've got the train strikes, which has obviously come under the strikes anyway, for that. Yeah. And I've also got a P, which is for the pandas in Edinburgh that went back to China this year.
That's right. Yes, it was Tien, and something beginning with Q, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I can't exactly remember. It was a male and a female, and they hoped that they would actually mate and have children, but they didn't. I think they were in the Edinburgh Zoo for about, I think it's 12 years.
Yes.
It was quite a while, and they went back just a few weeks ago. So
I found out today that the Edinburgh Zoo was renting them. Did you know that?
I didn't know that. See, this show's such educational. It absolutely is, Nick.
Well, let's not get carried away. Educational? Not really, no. Guess how much they cost to rent?
How much?
£1 million a year.
Wow, that's a lot. And I've also got another one, the European Super League. I don't know if anyone's mentioned that. That's been back in the news, isn't it, the last week or so? That a lot of the. I don't know much about football, but I know about the English, like some of the English teams.
The European Court has decreed that the European Super League could go ahead because otherwise it would be restricting their rights as human beings or something like that. I don't know. But when they chucked it out first time around, I thought there's absolutely no way that's the last we're hearing of that because of all that money, honey.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean it's. I think some of the Scottish teams were. They were thinking about joining. But
well, when you say some, you mean Celtic and Rangers.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Thanks, Andy. 0345 6060 973. Forfar? No. Bromley. Deborah.
In Bromley, yes.
Yes, Deborah.
Hello, Nick. I don't know if you've got this one, but as an animal lover, I think it's quite important. It's a T for tail. For when Cruella Doberman crossed the room in order to stamp on another dog's tail.
Yes, can you... Another dog's tail. Can you believe that? She spied a blind person on the other side of the room and she thought,
stamped. Yes.
I'm going to charge across the room and stamp on that blind person's dog. Can you believe that?
Despicable.
All right, thanks,
so, yes,
Deborah.
I'd like that one included because I think it's just heinous.
Yeah, heinous, exactly right.
Heinous,
yeah. All right, thanks, Deborah. She said heinous. 0345 6060 973. Glasgow. Chrissy.
Hi, Nick.
Chrissy.
Hi. Just quickly, a note on the subject of renting the pandas at Edinburgh Zoo.
Yes.
I thought about I'm not at all surprised about the rental cost. I went to take my children there a few years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And I was online looking to book tickets for Edinburgh Zoo and was disgusted to see that in order to see the pandas, you had to pay an additional £15 separate ticket each to see the pandas.
What?
And that's when I kind of said, oh, look, kids, a seagull, in Canada. We didn't go. It was just another reason to hate Edinburgh as a Glaswegian. No, I don't hate Edinburgh.
So
but
you had to pay to get into the zoo and pay an extra £15
to
see the pandas?
To see the pandas, yes. Yes. And now I understand why. It wasn't a cash cow and ling ling, I think they called them for a laugh. Cash and cow. That's what a lot of people locally were calling them. Cash and cow.
But that is some price to pay for renting a couple of funny bears, ain't it?
Yeah. I mean, yes. But, it was beyond my reach. But obviously the pandas, they're amazing. So I've got 2 T's for you. The first is tornadoes, because Manchester on Thursday had a tornado that was bad enough to rip people's houses apart.
That's right.
And cause real severe danger to life. So it's an unusual event, apparently caused by a thing called a supercell storm, and they were talking about how it was going to be rare. But then this body called Toro, which is it's a privately funded tornado and storm research organisation here in Britain, have just issued a 26-hour warning for the south of England for tornadoes.
Really?
Yes.
What, from now?
So, yes.
There's a warning for tornadoes over the next couple of days. Well, next day in the south of
24 hours.
Blimey.
Yeah.
Well, that's alarming.
So going from rare event, I don't know, and the other T may be related. Turbulence. A flight last week from Barbados was at 38,000 feet and suffered such severe turbulence they had to stop mid-flight at Bermuda and divert. 11 people were taken to hospital.
Stop mid-flight? I don't think they did that. They probably landed, right?
No, they were over the ocean.
They just screeched to a halt. Right, always have your seatbelt fastened. And put that fag out. Thanks, Chrissy. Gotta go. 0345 6060 973. You know what? There's fewer T's than I thought we were going to have. I think people were still giving me S's. But in the next hour, U's.
Oh. On your radio, on Global Player, and
Play LBC.
Leading Britain's conversation. This is LBC. This is LBC from Global. Leading Britain's conversation with Nick Abbott.
Would you mind telling me what this is all about?
Well, let's get back to it.
That's got to go in the list. Give Britain its future back. What on earth does that mean? That's the silliest political phrase I think I've ever heard in my life. Give Britain its future back. Very disappointed, Keir Starmer. Very. 0345 6060 973. We are up to and including the letter U on the A to Z of 2023. This is the start of the really difficult period, and it didn't get easier from this moment on. So U, let's see what we get. Ipswich, Graham.
Hello there, Nick.
Graham.
Hello there. I've got a U for you.
Yes.
It's urinal.
Urinal?
Urinal.
Urinal.
What you're peeing?
Yes.
Well, if you remember, back in February, a man was crushed maintaining one in London.
Right. Yeah,
Cambridge Circus.
A hydraulic urinal. Yeah, that's right. Okay, thanks, Graham. 0345 6060 973. Yeah, very bad story, that. Let's see. Jenny texts, I can't believe no one has mentioned I for giant iguana falling out of the trees in Florida. Another excellent reason not to go to Florida. East Yorkshire. Hey, Mike.
Hi, Nick. Yeah. Still laughing from that last one. Yeah, a couple of years for you. You two opened the venue in Las Vegas.
Yeah, the Sphere. Yeah, we were talking about that in the last hour or the one before. Yeah.
What we don't want in London, apparently.
No, we do, but I can understand why nobody would want one built next to where they live, because, I mean, the eye bleedingly bright, you don't want that right outside your window, do you?
No, not really, but no. And second you, Uber have been signing up black cabbage in London, and it's caused a bit of a fuss amongst the black cabbies because some of them think that it's another source of income, but the other lot say we built our reputation for decades on our service.
Yeah.
And we don't want to get involved with that lot.
Now, when you say they're signing them up, they're just giving them the ability to get fares via Uber.
Yeah, what they're saying is that they can have it commission-free for 6 months.
Yeah.
And then after that, they'll start taking commission off them. But the sort of traditional cabbies are saying, no, this is not what we're about. We don't want to tend into that. We want to provide the service we provided for decades with, hail on the street.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if they can do both. I mean, because that would be an answer to that. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but if Uber said you put a machine of ours in your cab and then you can take, a fare as it comes up if you want, then that'd be all right, wouldn't it? I don't know why I'm asking you. Why would you know?
well, it's not so bad, but when you think that the service that they provide at the moment, I mean, if they suddenly just turned into Uber, I mean, the people's ability to hail cabs in London would be dramatically reduced.
Right.
Everybody would have to go Uber. It would force everybody onto the money-making network instead of just being able to step out in the street and wave your hand and get a cab.
Right. Check your bank account before stepping out into the street and waving your hand in the air, because for that very reason, I take the bus. Cheaper. I mean, it's not as luxurious, right enough, but, every penny counts.
Unless you've got a helicopter and then you can just...
Well, yeah, then you can get the public to pay for it, yes. All right, thanks, Mike. 0345 6060 973. Let's have, see now, Bath. Hello, John.
Hello.
John.
Hi, sorry, I'm a bit slightly off skew with here because it's my birthday tomorrow.
Your birthday? Really?
It is, and...
what a delight. And so you're getting the celebration in early, are you?
But being born in 1965, I'm just getting to the point where it's like everything doesn't work anymore. But anyway.
Okay.
What I've got, I mean, you could probably tell me where to put this. Quite literally.
Okay.
Because this person has a number of pseudonyms. One of them is Sebastian Fox. And what I'm talking about is Mr. Grant Chaps.
Yes.
Pseudonyms. He has Grant Chaps, Sebastian Fox, Michael Green, and Corinne Stockhealth.
Yeah, this is history, though. This isn't this year.
No, but it's just it was put out there this year by Gary Lineker.
Yeah, that's right.
As a rebut.
And they got into a spat.
That's the reason I brought it up, because he was trying to get Gary Lineker fired from football commentary. And his response was to publish how many names he's got.
I think it would be better for a while if our elected representatives just stayed off social media, for crying out loud. It's not as though all problems in this country have been fixed, that they've got enough time to sit there, put their feet up and start picking fights with television personalities, for crying out loud.
Ex-footballers who are like heroes to some people, and it's just like, just let the footballers do what they do. And their argument is he shouldn't get involved in politics, and I don't see the problem.
Everybody gets involved with politics. Politics affects everybody. You don't have to do it for a living to...
What they don't like is the politics is diametrically opposed to theirs.
Right,
if it was somebody who was championing their...
all about free speech until somebody says something that they don't like.
That's it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if any of those names will go anywhere.
Well, Grant Chaps will. Yeah, he's on the list.
Did you have Esther Ranson?
Yes, I believe I do have Esther Ranson, yes.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Okay, I shall leave you to it then. Have a good Happy New Year.
Well, happy birthday. 0345 6060 973. It's his birthday. Alex says U is for unions who have spent all year fighting this government tooth and nail with less success than one might hope. Yeah, well, I guess so. I mean... different results for different workers, but they got a better result than they would have done had they not fought. That's certainly true. Hackney, hello, Richard.
Hello, Nick. No use for you, I'm afraid, but I do want to get a T in.
Yes.
Well, I still can.
Okay.
Which is Trump's Christmas message. He put out a Christmas message on his Truth Social thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just gonna read you the last 2 lines. This is all the caps. May you rot in hell. Again, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, he is a card, isn't he? If if only he wasn't so awful, it would be amusing.
It would be.
Yeah. All right, good work. Thanks, Richard.
Okay.
0345 6060 973. Your husband's appalling, Melania.
I don't care.
She actually is not that bothered. Different bedrooms in different houses. Let's have Plymouth. Julie.
Hello, Nick.
Julie.
How are you? All right?
Yes, super.
Loving your A to Z. Right, I think I've got 4 U's for you.
Blimey.
4 U's.
Yes, I'm on tenterhooks.
Sorry, the first one is the UNESCO site. We've had 4 new additions, I think. A Viking Age fortress in Denmark.
Yeah.
A Silk Road corridor in Uzbekistan.
Mm-hmm.
And an elephant stronghold in the Congo. Sorry.
That's
so
3.
3 of them.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry, not 4. Now, Uxbridge have got a new MP because Bojo has gone.
Yeah.
So they must be very delighted about that.
Finally. Abbot.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Yeah, he hasn't gone from our lives. He's sticking around like a bad smell,
No, I
but
know.
yeah, he's out of Uxbridge. Yeah.
And ULEZ expansion, which everybody moaned about.
No.
And you were saying
No. Everybody didn't moan about it. A tiny minority of people who, with a gripe, complained
That's
and
right.
complained and complained. The majority of the people just got on with it.
Exactly, they kept ringing you, and you said, "Do you think the air is better?"
Yeah, they kept ringing me. How did they get my number? It's a mystery.
I don't know. It is a mystery. And last but by no means least for the U is Ukraine.
Yes.
I mean, obviously, still struggling, hopefully not losing support. Bless the people of Ukraine, trying to keep their land and their homes.
Right.
So, and I have a scene, Nick, just one that I've always wanted to ask you this question. Have you ever watched the comedy 2 Doors Down?
No. What's that?
It's because you've got a Scottish sort of a link to Scotland and things. It's actually based in Glasgow, and it's about neighbours, and that's the 2 Doors Down bit.
Yeah.
And it's got some really good actors and actresses in it, and I find it really funny. I think it's on its season 6 now.
Blimey.
But unfortunately, Simon Carlyle is one of their writers, and he passed away at 48.
Right.
So he's a C. But do have a look at it. I think you'll like it.
Well, I'm in want of a sitcom, definitely.
Well, it's a BBC one, and it's 2 Doors Down, and yeah, have a little look. I love it.
All right, I'll do that. Thanks, Julie. 0345 6060 973. Northolt. Joanne. Too late. Let's have Streatham. Mark.
Hello there, Nick.
Mark.
I have 3/4 U's.
Blimey.
Your chappie said one of my U's is really an M, so I'll let you decide on that one.
All right.
The first U is Universal Basic Income Micropilot Scheme, which was kicked off in the UK earlier this year in June. They've done it the trial is in Jarrow and East Finchley.
Huh. East Finchley. We're going to have to do something like that. I mean, Tories, I imagine, will be furious just at the very idea, but
Yes.
because they like to attach shame to government handouts. But
exactly, unless you're in the House of Lords, of course.
Well, of course, yes. But, once artificial intelligence takes over everything...
Affirmative.
Then what are people going to be doing for a living? Nothing at all. We're going to be, just twiddling our thumbs in want of something to do. And so we're going to have to get some kind of payout because otherwise the economy will just grind to a halt.
Well, exactly. And to be brutally honest, I'm too old for TikTok, so I think they're going, as you say, they're going to have to do something.
Yeah.
Excellent. So my next U is UAPs, or Unidentified Anomalous Phenomenon, also known as UFOs. NASA, in September, appointed their first director of UAP research.
I thought that they canned all of this because they had a department, I'm sure NASA did, or one of those government organisations in America, and they had a group of people that were looking into it, and they said that we're going to wind it up because nothing's happening.
Yeah, well, apparently lots is happening, but and they gave it a cool new name, UAPs.
And what's that stand for again?
Universal Anomalous Phenomena.
Universal? Why universal?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, universal. Sorry, unidentified.
Unidentified anomalous phenomena.
From the universe.
Right. Okay.
And the reason I probably said universal there was my next U is universal flu jab. In America, they've started trials on a single jab that should kill all known flu viruses, and that was in September.
Yeah, but it's something that people don't know commonly, that flu jabs are not very effective. I mean, some years they're like 20, 30% effective, and I guess it's difficult to know what's going to happen because the jabs have to get made well ahead of time, and I think we just look at what happens in Australia and then make them dependent on that, but it could change by the time it gets here, I suppose.
Exactly. We're very reliant on the Aussies getting colds, which I think is very naughty of us. We should have our own British colds.
A universal flu jab. Okay.
Yeah. And my final U, which could be an M, is they discovered an underwater Mayan city in July. It's called Ocumtun.
Spell it for me.
OCOMTUN for November.
Ocumtun, an underwater Mayan city.
Yes, with lots of underwater Mayans, I'm guessing.
All right, thanks, Mark.
Is LBC with Nick Abbott.
What? This is LBC.
Everything is going extremely well.
Everything is going extremely well. Don't you believe a word if anybody tells you otherwise. Woolwich. Hello, Richard.
Oh, hi, Nick. Nick, it's great how this is going. I'm really loving it. It's making my Christmas, as ever.
Well, thanks. It's the biggest, most pleasing response I think I've ever had with this. I think this is going to be the biggest list that I've ever compiled doing this.
You see, your listeners are very wise, wise.
Aren't they?
Well, talking of which, I think it was Julie took the ULIS, but I just wanted to add to it, because the most bizarre ULIS story of the year was the two guys in their 60s were arrested for blowing up a camera in Sidcup.
Right.
I just thought that was completely bizarre, and for me, typifies really where this country is going.
There's a camera near me. In fact, there's two cameras near me that have been sawn in half.
Absurd.
Yeah.
And it's the kind of baby boomer brigade that are really kind of that really annoying, very annoyed group.
What seems bizarre, mostly bizarre to me, is that this is public property paid for by us poor dopes who pay taxes, and there's certain members of the regime who seem to be cheering them on.
Yeah, and that's why I think it typifies it as well, because it's anger that's being sort of generated, and generated for all sorts of reasons, and I just find it all really disturbing.
Well, certain individuals seem to have anger as their defining characteristic.
Quite, yeah. But I've got one more U for you, Nick.
Yes.
Which is unparliamentary language.
Oh.
Lots of it this year.
Yeah, that's right.
particularly directed at Stockton-on-Tees, I seem to recall.
Yes. Curious, that. Yeah. All right, good work.
It's a very dirty place.
So I hear, yeah. Thanks a lot, Richard. 0345 6060 973. I should remind you about the podcast. All of these shows are put up the internet as a podcast. We take the news and most of the ads out, mostly, which means it takes less time to listen to. You'll use less electricity. And with the money you save, you'll be able to, I don't know, buy, I don't know. What would you do with the money you save? You could start a business. There you are. By which method this show will be helping. You're welcome.
Thank you.
If you have Global Player, that's what you'll find it on. If you haven't, then it's available from your App Store or globalplayer.com. If you have one of them stupid smart speakers, the magic phrase is play Nick Abbott the whole show podcast. Let's have Watford. Simon.
Hiya, Nick. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Oh, living the dream. I've got three for you, Nick.
Yes.
I've got an S for a Subway. That's the sandwich shop. A Subway in Georgia made a rather unfortunate advertisement just after the Titan submarine, where they advertised that our subs don't implode.
Ooh.
And got into quite a bit of trouble.
That's not good, is it?
Yeah, rather unfortunate, I thought. But swiftly moving on, I've got a D for the Dalai Lama, who was recorded in a video this year asking a young boy to suck his tongue.
Yeah, that's... yeah.
Which I don't think did too well for him.
That would be a no from me, yeah.
Yeah, and from me. But my third one is Sotheby's, who this year, I've got to say, the highlight of my year was the day that I went to see the Freddie Mercury exhibit.
Oh, yeah. So what in particular took your eye? If you could have one thing, what would it be?
Oh, my God. It would be the Bohemian Rhapsody costume. I couldn't get in it myself, but I'd certainly like to stand there and look at it.
Yeah. Did you see the David Bowie one? Because he had a lot of his stuff.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
All I know is I went with my friend and I looked at my friend Neil and I just said, I don't know about you, but it was quite an emotional experience looking at all these costumes that you've seen in video for the whole of your life, and there they are, in front of you.
Right.
And it was bizarre. It was just the best day ever, and it was free.
It was, well, that's the thing with those auctions. They let you in for free in the hope that you'll spend a lot of money there.
Yeah. Well, you look at. I thought, all right, there's an ashtray. How expensive can that be? And then you look and you go, oh, it's already up to £1,300.
Wow.
I think I'll quit smoking. You know?
Right. All right. Thanks, Simon. 0345 6060 973. Brighton. Anthony.
Hello.
Anthony.
Yes, I've got a B and a C. I'm sorry I can't think of a U right now. But I do have a T as well. I'll start with the B, which is Brighton and Hove Albion. First time in their entire history they qualified for Europe at the end of last season. And now they're through to the last 16 of the competition they're playing in.
Wow.
It's a fantastic season for them.
Yeah, very much so.
And C, and you'll probably like this one, is for cowardly or coward. You can choose which one. And that's for what happened this week with our Prime Minister rather cowardly running away from some protesters outside number 10 that had some red paint and fleeing through the back door of number 10.
I don't recall that.
Yeah, that was this week.
Was it?
It was on the BBC News website. It must have happened.
Well, I didn't. Well, I don't read that website.
Apparently, they arrested them as well.
Well, I would think so.
And T is for what's happening right now outside my window, which is a thunderstorm.
Is it?
Yeah, whole of the southeast. I think one of your previous callers mentioned about the tornado warnings.
Yes.
Yes. Well. I don't have a nice big oak tree to protect my house anymore because it got struck by lightning 2 years ago and they had to cut it down last winter. Otherwise, it was going to fall over and hit our house.
Blimey. Well,
Yes,
that's nature showing you its power.
Yes, well, yeah, we're going to see some more of it, I think, given the current global conditions and all that.
Well, I guess I'm going to get wet on the way home. Thanks, Anthony. 0345 6060 973. Adam says U is for up. Inflation up, immigration up, cost of living up, NHS waiting list up. You get the gist, says Adam. Yeah, I do. Apart from that, how are the government doing?
Oh, fabulous.
Fabulous. Northolt, Joanne.
Hiya, Nick.
Joanne.
Hiya. Right, I've got two for you.
Yes.
An F and a C.
Okay.
Right, the F is for a fire that killed 100 people at a wedding reception in Iran, I believe.
Right. Okay.
And the C is for Paul Catamol from S Club 7 who died.
Right. Yeah, I've got Paul Catamol on the list. Yes.
All right. Yep. So that's the only two I've got so far.
Okay. Thanks, Joanne. Try to look for something a little bit more uplifting. But appreciate that. 0345 6060 973. Welling Garden City. Antonia.
Hello, Nick.
Antonia.
Thank you. I just want to say how much I love your programme. I look forward to it every week, and it brings me lots of joy.
Well, thanks.
I've got 3 letters tonight. The first one is P for Pompeii, because in 2023, one of the greatest discoveries was found at Pompeii, a Roman bed which was so well intact. They've not found many like that. So it was a great excitement for the archaeologists there.
A Roman bed?
A Roman bed, yes. It's so well preserved. It's fantastic. And
amazing that they're still finding things there.
Yes,
isn't it?
I know. Yeah, but this bed is so unique because they've not found many beds that are so together, so complete like this one is. And a slave bakery, which is also totally recognisable. It's absolutely fantastic. So good on Pompeii. They're still finding wonderful things.
Amazing.
And absolutely. The next letter is D for Disney. I don't know if you've had that yet.
Oh, Disney's 100 years old.
That's right.
Yes.
You've got that one. And have you got Henry Kissinger, who was 100 years old when he died in 2023?
I do, yes. And
You have?
experts say that his condition is satisfactory.
Oh, okay. Well, you got the Pompeii Roman bed and the slave bakery.
Yes. I think somebody said that there was an image of a pizza. Pizza. I cannot believe that they're still finding things there. You'd have thought that absolutely everything that could be found would have been found, but apparently not. Good work, Antonio. Thanks for that.
Nick Abbott on LBC. Call 0345 6060 973.
Okie dokie.
0345 6060 973. Tooting. Hello, Jan.
Hi, Nick. Hi. Good evening. Yeah, it's a great show. It's very much very enjoyable. So I've got a T, I've got a S, and I've got an R and a P.
Right, press on.
So I'll start off with the T. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So this is about Britain's only Trappist monastery, Craftdale, which is proving to be so popular that it's taken over the Trappist monks are based in a place in Leicester, rural Leicestershire, yes, and Mount St Bernard. Where they live, the monks. They're a contemplative order of monks.
Yes.
But they used to produce milk, but you know the dairy farming.
Right.
Dairy farming. But this has taken off for them in a great way. They're even more popular than the 13 Trappist breweries that are producing this craft ale in.
And what's
Europe.
the name of these people?
How do you mean? The name of them?
Yeah. What's the name of the beer then that they're making?
Oh, yeah, it's named after the site. Well, it's called, TYNT Meadow,
named after the land where the monastery was founded in 1835.
Tint Meadow. They've stopped making milk. And they've started making ale.
Booze.
Right. That sounds like a smart thing to do. Right. What else have you got?
Yeah. So then I've got Sweden has followed Finland. Finland earlier this year became a member of NATO, but there was a block on Sweden being admitted into NATO. But they passed that stage. Turkey has let them. Turkey was actually stalling their entry.
Vladimir Putin, very, very annoyed. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, so they've now been admitted. So that means Europe's security is even stronger.
Well, maybe not. It could. We'll find out, I suppose. Go ahead.
Being next to Finland, Sweden. Yeah. Right. So what's the other one? The other one is I've got an R. Yeah, Renters Reform Bill. So the private sector. That's I think that was passed this year. I think it's gone through.
Right.
But it's making some significant changes to private renting. I won't go into that now. But it's abolishing. It's
you are, but you are going into it.
All right, I'll leave it then. I'll go on to the next one. Yeah, I'll go on to the next one. It's about Putin. Putin's latest. It's the biggest aerial bombardment in Ukraine that happened recently. The recent one.
That'll just go under Ukraine.
Oh, you do it under Ukraine? Yeah, but no, it's also because Britain has stepped up its, has sent a huge ship.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to put that under Ukraine.
Oh, yeah, under you, yes, yeah, But Britain has...
Yeah, I know, but I'm just going to put that under Ukraine.
Okay, all right. So then, do you want me to say anything more about that?
No.
Yeah, no.
Absolutely, no.
Actually, yeah, no, I better sort out the other one. I don't know if you would deal with this one. But have you heard of that? Oh no, there is an S, but I've been reluctant to speak about it. But I can introduce it briefly. That the Space Nation. There's a group called Space Nation, the only group, Space Nation. They claim to be a digital democracy, has sent an orbital IVF into space, or they're sending it into space. They've had it specially designed by America. IVF is it was used for Britain pioneering test tube babies, yeah?
Oh, babies in space, right? Yes, I've got that one. Yeah, somebody was talking about that earlier on. Yeah,
I think when I introduced it earlier, I did it the wrong way. But
babies in space. They want to make babies in space. Yes,
but they're doing by the IVF. They're doing it. They can only experiment on rodents, mice and rats. Right. Sending it up there in they want
to make babies in space. Yeah, I got that, Jan. All right, excellent work. Thanks a lot, Jan. 0345 6060 973. Owen says the protest group led by donkeys who tracked down the yacht that Baroness Moan had a picture taken on. Yeah, that's right. They've done excellent work this year, led by donkeys. They get on the list, absolutely. Croydon, hello, Simon.
Good morning, Nick.
Simon.
Yep, I've got 3 bits of animal news for you.
Okay.
An H, an S, and a T, and I've also got 2 bits of human news.
Right.
With a T and a U. Should we start with the animal news first?
Sure.
Okay, let's start with the H. Hippos. Have you come across the Colombian hippos at all?
Oh yeah, it's what's his name's hippos and
Pablo Escobar.
Escobar's hippos, yeah.
Yeah, well he had he created a little private zoo with 4 of these hippos in it.
Yeah.
And when the American drug team came in and assassinated him, these hippos escaped, and now there's 170.
Yeah, they've gone crazy, having hot hippo relations with each other.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, they're really enjoying themselves in the Colombian jungle, and
they're going to try and sterilise them.
Yeah, exactly. And now you know that sounds okay, but
it's not a job that I'd want. I mean, I don't know how they would do it. Don't tell me, but I do know that is not a job that I would want.
Well, their hide is 2 inches thick for a start, so you know, and then takes eight veterinarians to sterilise. It takes about 8 hours. they've worked out it's going to cost about 40 million pesos per hippo.
I have no idea what a pesos buys you, but it sounds like a lot of money to me.
It could be 20p for all I know.
Yeah.
I think it's about $10,000.
I think that hippos are the most dangerous animal in the world as far as people getting killed by wild animals. I think hippos are the absolute flat-out worst.
Yeah, and they've got a lot of them, and they are in paradise there in Colombia. They're enjoying themselves.
Yeah, they've never had it so good.
Exactly.
Right. What else you got?
So we move on to S, snailfish. Have you come across the snailfish?
No.
The deepest living fish ever recorded, and this year it's now gone to the deepest ever. They've recorded it at a depth of 8,336 metres in one of these big deep trenches south of Japan.
How do they? How does something that far down not implode? How do they not get squashed? I don't know why I'm asking you.
Squashy. I think it's a bit squashy to start with. It's sort of a squashy, ugly thing with a sort of fin that's like a big sticky sort of foot.
I think the further down you go, the animals don't tend to get cuter. No.
No, it's pretty ugly.
All right.
It's a long way down. 8,306. I'm sorry, this is disgusting foreign European measurements for you there, Nick. You can probably...
I'll work it out to His Majesty's imperial measurements at my leisure. Yes. What else have you got?
Yeah, but it's a lot of feet, a lot of His Majesty's feet. So that's the one. And then a tortoise. There's a Mr. Pickles, a tortoise in Houston Zoo, is given birth at the oldest age, I think, of the tortoise ever, at the age of 90. It's a very rare tortoise that doesn't breed very well. It's virtually extinct.
90 years old.
Yeah. And his partner...
That's relatively young for a tortoise. I think they can live to double that, can't they?
Yeah, but to give birth, to be a father at 90, this is...
that is going some for a tortoise.
Yeah. Then it's like you're always going on about pandas, stupid animals that really, too fussy.
Well, if you can give birth at 90, that is fast living for a tortoise.
Exactly. So then we go on to the human news. T for ticket offices. And there's been a reprieve for ticket offices in this country. They were going to close them all.
Yeah.
And now they're not. And I thought, great. Then I thought to myself, why is this government being so nice to people? And then I was in a railway station, and there was a lovely little old lady struggling with her money at the ticket office. And I thought, that's why, of course, is what you're always going about, Nick. Young people don't buy tickets in ticket offices, do they? They've got their tickets on their devices and their smartphones, and it's only old people that use ticket offices. And what do old people vote?
Conservative. That's right. Well spotted there, Simon. Thanks a lot. 0345 6060 973. Nick says repair shop. R is for the repair shop, which beat this morning to the best daytime NTA. What does that mean? National Television Awards. Oh, I better got that right. The best daytime National Television Award for the first time ever. Hey, people, stop watching daytime television. I thought repair shop was on in the evening. I've seen that a couple of times, and it makes me cry every time. They deliberately do that, don't they? Just wrench the emotion out of you. It's a good show, though. York. Hello, Jan.
Hello, Nick.
Jan.
I've got an R, an S, a T, and two U's.
Blimey, let's take the U's.
The UK rejoined the EU Horizon project.
Right, that's an H.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. Well, the it of it is Horizon, so
all right,
it's got to go on the H.
Well, you might not like this one either.
Okay.
The UK's longest-lasting patch of snow melted for only the 8th time.
Where's that, then?
It's in Scotland, in the Cairngorms.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't sound very keen.
Well, I'm curious. So how long did it last?
What do you mean?
How long did the snow last? You said it melted. How long had it been there for?
Well, I don't know.
Well, and I'm not sure whether to believe you or not. You could be just making that whole snow story up.
No, I'm not. It's true.
Well, you don't know that.
I do. I looked it up.
Oh, right. So you looked it up, but you don't know where it is or how long it lasts.
It's on the highest mountain in the Cairngorms.
I see. Which is called?
I'll spell it for you because I can't pronounce it. Braer.
Yeah.
IACH.
Right. IACH. Breriach.
Something like that.
Breriach.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a new one on me.
Mm.
I'm surprised that I... Really? Okay, Breriach. If you say so. Cairngorm's longest snow... I don't know.
The longest lasting patch of snow. And it melted for only the 8th time.
Patch of snow in the Cairngorms. Okay, I'll have to look that up later. Go on.
All right. T. Tesco workers were offered body cameras because of assaults.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Isn't it ridiculous?
Well, it's a sign of the times.
I know.
Body cameras. Mm-hmm.
And Paco Rabanne.
Paco Rabanne died, yeah, the designer, yes.
And Henry Sandon, he died.
Who's that?
He was on the Antiques Roadshow in the early days.
Yeah. I know Henry Sandon. Yeah, he is on the list. Okay, excellent work there, Jan. Thanks for that. 0345 6060 973. Morden, Sandy.
Hello.
Sandy.
Happy New Year for tomorrow.
Happy New Year.
I've got a U for you.
Yes.
Universal Studios. They made an announcement that apparently they wanted to open a resort over in England.
Yeah. I think, yes. I'm not sure about that. I mean,
Okay.
I guess Disneyland Paris is doing okay, but when I think resort, I think warm weather, don't you?
Yes, true.
You don't think damp and cold and miserable, but I suppose they know what they're doing.
Well, they could open a wet world, couldn't they, with all those...
Yeah.
those kind of boat things. that
Water
you can
park.
have.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly. All right. Thanks, Andy.
This is LBC with Nick Abbott. Call 0345 6060 973. Tweet at LBC. Text 84850.
Come on, we're running late.
We really are running late. It's up to and including the letter U on LBC. Let's have Merthyr Tydfil. Jeff.
Well, finally got through to you, Nick.
Jeff.
Well, how are you?
Good, thanks. Thanks for the card.
Well, I thought of you, didn't I?
Yeah.
I did. I got an F. Guess what? It's 3 Fs.
Mm-hmm.
3 Fs in one.
Yeah. Starting with 2. Mm-hmm.
Starting with 2 and ending with a Fossa
Fran, yes.
Yeah.
Are they still digging? They must have finished.
Not over Christmas.
Right, okay.
But I was thinking you could put another F in front of it if you wanted to. The other thing is the record amount of public houses to be banned from is 90, and it's held by the First Minister of Wales.
Oh, that, yeah.
So he's a D. If you get your pencil, go in there. Mm-hmm. It's a D for Drakeford, record amount of banned from a public house.
Yeah, all of North Wales.
Exactly. And the other one was an R and an S, road sign, 20 miles an hour, which is the most pathetic thing I've ever come across in my life. So the end result of all that is, as long as you get Fossa Fran in, on your list, do you know what I mean?
Then you'll be HAPPY. Yeah, it's on the list, most definitely. Good work. Thanks, Jeff. 0345 6060 973. Let me see now. North Carolina. Tim.
Nick, hello.
Tim.
Hello, I'm in Charlotte.
In
I
Charlotte,
think you said Atlanta.
No, I said North Carolina.
Oh, okay. That's excellent. Very good. Very good.
Terrible.
American accent.
Terrible accent.
Yeah.
Awful.
So I've got an L. I've got an L and 3 U's.
By the way, I mean, am I right or am I right? Every time I get a call from thousands of miles away, it's like it comes in like clear as a bell. And
I think I'm WhatsApping you or Skyping you. I don't know,
right,
but anyway,
well, whatever it is, it's excellent line.
You sound like you're next door. El for Likud, our favourite political party in Israel.
Right. Okay.
Okay, the U. You're not impressed with the L, obviously. U for U-boat. UC-71. It was a German U-boat that the Germans deliberately scuttled off somewhere called Heligoland. I've no idea where that is. It's some German archipelago.
Yeah.
In the north. In February of 2019. Dundee University have discovered it and created a sort of model of it. And, so that was in the news very recently.
Right.
U for U-boat. My second U is unconsummated. Those Sino-Scotch pandas that didn't do it.
Oh, yeah, they're going back. They're on they're on the naughty step. Special measures.
Yeah.
That's right.
They're being sent home. For not doing it, or not doing it enough.
Yeah.
I don't know whether they did.
£1 million a year they cost to rent them.
Yeah, what a bargain, eh?
Because you hear that China is lending pandas. I've heard that my entire life. China's always lending pandas to zoos in this country. What I did not know was that we had to rent them.
We're paying for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I never heard that either until tonight when one of you callers mentioned it earlier. My last U would be a very generic one. U-turns. There've been so many. I couldn't even begin to list them, but there've been lots of them. So U-turns.
If they keep U-turning like that, they're going to screw themselves into the ground. Good work. Thanks, Tim. 0345 6060 973. Got to speed up. Livingston. Bruce.
Hi, Nick. Hi, yeah.
Good, thanks.
I've got an L for you. It's something that's just happened in the last couple of days, but it actually comes into effect today. You know, the signpost at Land's End that has the New York, Penzance, Dover, and points to where the places are and has the number of miles on it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's apparently being taken down today.
Why?
And because, and I'm going to read this out, it's managed by a local firm, Courtwood Photographic, a Penzance-based company, and the contract will not be renewed by the Land's End administration.
It's just a sign.
It's just a sign, but it's iconic in the sense that there's been, thousands of people get the picture taken.
Yeah, it's what you think of when you think Land's End. It's a sign to, or a point, all points north, south, east, and west.
It's been there since 1957, apparently.
And they're taking it down.
They're taking the one that's there just now down. They are going to replace it, but the original sign has been taken down, apparently.
Right. Well, what are they going to do with it?
I suppose it could auction off for charity.
Well, that sounds like a good idea. Or stick it in a museum or something like that.
No, they've not said what they're going to do with it, but it is going to be replaced. But the original sign is being removed.
Huh. Good work there, Bruce. Keep your eyes peeled. Thanks for that. 0345 6060 973. Carnforth, eh, Banny?
Yep, Nick. Just whiz through. I've got a couple of U's, a couple of S's, and an I. U's were United Utilities have been in trouble for hiding / falsifying large amounts of sewage that they've been pouring into the rivers and lakes.
That's the same with all of the blooming water companies, isn't it? It's just an absolute disgrace.
They are a disgrace, but they were supposed to be the best ones, you see, and then, the best rated water company.
Yeah, well, that's all relative, though, isn't it?
And somebody somebody who worked for them blew it, so it's all come out.
Okay.
And UN resolutions, there have been a lot of them recently, mainly regarding...
not amounting to much.
Pardon?
Not amounting to much.
No, exactly, not amounting to anything at all, because, it's not, the UN's toothless, it's just... America vetoes everything, and that's that.
Yeah, it's either America or China or Russia vetoes absolutely everything. Why can't people just get along?
I know. Well, why should anybody have the right to veto? Why should the really powerful countries
let's not get into that now.
I know. Okay. Right. Ireland, the Irish government are taking the British government to the European Court of Human Rights over the new bill which has come in recently. I've forgotten what it's called, but it's a new bill that the British government brought in to stop any more prosecutions or inquests or anything regarding the troubles in Northern Ireland, and nobody's happy about it in Northern Ireland. Neither sides of the communities are happy about it. The Irish government isn't happy about it. So they're
me saying, why can't people just get along previously? Yes. What else?
Yes. So the S's were strikes. There've been an awful lot of them.
Got strikes.
Yes, and also what's her name? Taylor Swift.
Got her.
Oh right, yeah, she's been in.
$1 billion she made from touring. $1 billion.
Oh, but she also has 1 billion followers. This is what I was going to say. She's been urging all her followers, and she has an awful lot of them, to register to vote.
Yes, that's right.
And not to vote for the Republican in her state.
Well, colour me a Swiftie. Thanks, Annie. Gotta go. 0345 6060 973. Bridgewater. Richard.
Hello?
Yes, Richard.
I got a G for you.
Go on, then.
I'm not quite sure whether you would accept this, but Gruber. Gruber. Franz Gruber. He was German.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote what is probably the most famous Christmas carol in the world, but it didn't become famous until after he'd died. He didn't write the words, but he wrote the music, and he died a pauper.
What, this year?
No. 18th century.
Right, well, if only you'd called me in the 18th century, Richard, then I would definitely have put it on the list. Unfortunately, though, that's not what we're doing here. But good effort. Alton, Chris.
Hi. Yeah, I've got a T.
Yes.
The Tufton Street crew.
Oh, right.
I mean, having spent years telling us that no politician would have the courage to implement the policies which they recommended,
yes,
one did, and everything went completely tits up.
It did.
And
absolutely.
Their excuse then was that they didn't expect anyone to take them seriously.
Well, or that they didn't. She didn't do it hard enough, I think, was the excuse they're coming up with now. It didn't go far enough. Yeah. Thanks, Chris. Gotta go, because look at that, time's up. 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 Because look at that, time's up.